is amazing. Up it's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moskin, Cam Water.
For the first time here for season 3. Davis on pole, Vandergren in second. It's going to be sprint round action here tonight. Let's go racing here at Daytona. It was a good start there from Davis in comparison to Vandergren in behind. Cowan's absolutely bogged it up and already dropped out of the top 3 here as they come down towards turn 1 for the first time. There's biffing and barging between Gallen and Cowan. These guys are still going at it after last season. They survived for this time by though. Through turn 2 and 3 they come. Nice and clean, boys. Keep it up as they come up to...
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend, I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannon's insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride, whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride.
ride with Shannon's.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Through turn 1, it was a horrible start from De Bono, who's absolutely bogged it up and gets eaten alive by Dixon and Gowans as they come on through. Through turn 1 they come, and they all spread out around in towards the first sector of the Silverstone circuit. They look all right at the moment. Okay, there's already been a car spun round. That's Jordan Ferguson offline.
Is green, green, green at Road Atlanta here as well. Faulkner did get away. De Bono is tucked in as well. Unfortunately, Houghton is on that outside line. De Bono does want to tell him to do. He's got the job. De Bono's overtaken. Now can he get Ben Faulkner up through turns for 2 and 3? They go round the right-hander, dropping down the hill. Faulkner's out in front. De Bono second. Houghton third. Ratcliffe in fourth. No real dramas going into turn 1.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with
Insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
This is amazing. Up it's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moskin, Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tannock and James Dyson just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't implemented it, which is fair enough. He's scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. You know, when you see him get a good run, he's up the dots, just absolute thinker, but it is a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SRW TV, and welcome in to the Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars series here for round 4 of season 1 of 2025 for the Split 2 and Split 1 action here this evening. Got a normal round coming your way, so only 2 races on offer this evening, 2 40-minute races of action. One for Split 2, one for Split 1 as well. I'm your commentator here tonight, Hamish Munro, joined as always by Stephen Sinkovic. Okayama tonight, Sinker. I've seen the radar. We might just be getting a little bit perspirous tonight, Sinker. I hope you brought your brolly, and I hope you brought your towel, because there's going to be some rain on the horizon, it seems.
Well, it says, what's it say? It gets as high as 60% at 1:30, which is PM overcast. At the moment, it's 11:46, so we might miss it, mate.
Oh, just look at the...
Or it might be near the very, or it might be near the very end.
Look at the timeline, Sinker, of the session. There is going to be some rain, it seems, on the horizon tonight. Drivers are currently, though, in qualifying. Of course, just to give you the rundown on the championship so far, if you've missed the first few rounds, Jordan Mazzaroli leads the championship race at the moment here for Split 2. He has been on an absolute rocket to the stars this season as Mazzaroli. He currently leads on 336 points after drop rounds.
Sideways too.
With Stefan Lawrence in P2 in the championship, 293 points. Andrew Cowan in P3, 292. They're currently the top 3 in that title race. Daniel Clutterbuck is not too far behind them on 280. Ron Allen makes up the top 5 in the title race on 249. But with rain on the horizon, and if it does indeed rain during this race, Sinker, and drivers are out there on a dry setup, they haven't anticipated that rain, well, it could be a whole new kettle of fish for some drivers out there. It's great to have you all here watching along with us on our stream as always. If you're new here, be sure to hit the like button, to subscribe, and the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing. We've got a massive week of racing that we'll run through later on tonight for the Moser Racing Super Formula Championship, Shannon's Insurance Toyota GR86 Nationals, and this Sunday's Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercar Series at Okayama. The date has been changed due to a scheduling clash with Scops next weekend, so a week from this Sunday. So that round 4 has actually now been brought forward, and it's also adjusted another round further down the line in the season. So in fact, we now actually have 4 rounds in a row for the Sunday series, and then we'll have our week off at the start of March as well. But qualifying
absolutely perfect.
Yeah, works out well. Works out well for me. I needed that Sunday off actually, so it kind of actually worked out quite well.
There you go.
So
there you go. Hamish has got date night that following Sunday.
No, I'm moving my stuff to my mum's house that day because I'm watching her house for a month.
Oh, moving back to mum's.
I'm watching her house for a month, so...
Okay, I hope you got good internet at that house.
Yeah, there is. Remember, I sorted it out last time when I was there, so I made sure of it.
That's right, yeah.
Should be good to go. Jordan Mazzaroli at the moment, though, leads the timing tower, 132.23.
Yeah,
this guy's been an absolute
he's already
weapon.
set. Yeah, he's absolutely setting it, but not too far behind is Van der Meulen. He's on a 4 tenths, 5 tenths behind him. Stefan Lawrence. What car is Stefan Lawrence driving today? A Mustang. Well, up until today, Stefan thought he was driving a Chev.
Yeah, no, he's been driving the Mustang all season, as Mr. Lawrence. So
yeah, the boys did a post of all the top podiums and everything like that. Caught up with it, and he was like, "Oh, my livery's wrong on my Chev." And then today realised, I'm not driving a Chev, I'm driving a Mustang. Which is quite funny.
Well, it's what I think's interesting is silent achiever this season. Andrew Cowan, 3rd in the championship, on genuine positions, and is top 4 at the moment. I don't have it up at the moment. I was just reading it off, to be honest with you. But I can download it and put it up there as well.
Yeah, it'd be good to give him a bit of a show at some point.
I'll get the split one as well for later on.
Yeah. The TMX boys are flying on my screen at the back, doing some great running there. The livery's looking sensational. They're all looking good. There's one of my boys in the bottom screen. He want to go all purple, which was all cool by me. I don't mind the new PSR boys. They're not too shabby with the fade. It's pretty good. I do like Mr. What's his name? My brain just faded just as I was going to mention his name. The mechanic. What's his name?
What, Mr.
Come on.
Mr. Pecky? I don't know.
No. What's his name? He lives in Bathurst.
I don't know. I only know one driver lives in Bathurst. He races for my team, so...
What's his name? He's driving to Tomlin.
Daniel Harding.
No, it's not Daniel Harding, but you're getting closer. Anyway,
Crumb,
Tomlin's car, Harding.
Who is a
Crumb, that's it. Lucky Crumb, that's it. That's who I was thinking of. Because he's got the LCR on the car there, and I thought that's looking pretty special too, actually. Nice and clean car. I like it nice and clean. Simple kiss. But we're expecting something spectacular tonight, mate. Who's your pick for tonight? I mean, Mazzaroli's showing some early pace. Will he be able to handle the rain? That's another question altogether. Will any of these guys be able to handle the rain? It could be a completely new one up the front tonight. Will Hodgkinson steal it like he has the last few?
Or at Indianapolis, where he just snuck his way up there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think maybe it's Stefan Lawrence's time to shine. Maybe he gets another win. You know, he did very, very well at Belle Isle. He could very well knock himself up a few once again. I'm just loading.
There's so many drivers that I'm seeing improvement levels. You know, Bartouche, my Jacob trainer from our team, he's tremendous improvement. Being up in the top 6, 7, 5, 5th position of late, doing really well.
So that is the current scores on the doors for the top 20 in the championship. So as you can see, Mazzaroli, Lawrence and Cow in the top 3, Clutterbuck and Allen for the top 5. Brett Taylor's in the top 10 in the championship, as well as Scott Weston. Michael Quash, who's been up and around the top 10 all season, as well as Sean Vandermeulen. So those are really our current major players, but it's anyone's game this season to call single. We've still got, including tonight, 6 rounds to go in the season. Anyone can have a poor round and anyone can end up at the top end of town as well. So they're going to have to be cautious and careful whilst out on track
That's only the top 20 out of 50.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more people on that list that have got points as well. But it's special to see them out there tonight. We've got 30 cars on track, so that's pretty good for a Tuesday night. And we've had some more additions to this list, and also some for split 1 as well. So people who don't show up regularly enough have been asked to move along and forego their position.
You could have even for someone like Mazzaroli, if he was dominating a little bit more than what he was, they might have even said, look, you can move on from split 1, you haven't showed up, we're going to promote Mazzaroli up, and then the people on the wait list come into split 2 if they're not good enough for split 1 maybe. That was also an option at that stage, but Mazzaroli's been locked in. He'll be in split 2 for the rest of the season. He'll be battling it out for this championship the whole way through as well. Ray Douglas in the chat. Be interesting to watch if the rain comes in with these guys. Well, it should do, Ray, because the weather radar is set the same for both races. They're actually, both sessions are set up the exact same, so we actually do a bit of time traveling when we go to split 1, but
we go back, way back.
Yeah, it's almost like they run concurrently at once, but don't actually.
We hit 88 miles.
But being a normal round, they will be able to finish their lap sinker when the 15 minutes is up. But for Vandermeulen, his qualifying is over. He's just made a mistake at turn 2. He's not going to have enough time to set another lap in qualifying. Unfortunately, Stefan Lawrence can finish off this lap. In fact, he'll have enough time to start one more in his charge for pole position here tonight. Jordan Mazzaroli in pit lane, giving up his opportunity to set another lap here. He feels the 32.23 is good enough for the front row at least. We'll see if anyone can actually challenge that and fight their way forward.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Look, tonight's just a bit squirrely there, will then?
And that's qualifying over for Stefan Lawrence off the track. What about Michael Quash? He's not close enough to set another time, but he will be able to finish this lap here in qualifying. So we'll see if it's good enough for him.
Trainer's on 3 greens. He's been finishing around 5th, 6th in his qualifying, but hasn't been able to quite convert that into the races yet. His 1 lap pace is pretty good. So we'll see how he travels tonight.
Yep. And we have now also got on some of these drivers' cars. Some drivers are carrying driver's eye for us as well. We've now finally moved it from SFLs to also include it in the supercars, so we can see how intense it is in amongst the battles from the literal POV of some drivers on track. We've also adjusted the over-shoulder camera in the Mustang because it was a little bit too low before. Previously, it's now been adjusted to be up on the roll bar where the actual camera is, so we now get a more realistic look at the steering wheel as the driver's moving around as well. So for
Trainer has just crossed the line. He has not improved.
He went better, but he didn't go up the order.
Yeah, correct. He's gone to 133. Kwashi and Johnson left. Kwashi has not improved. Let's see if Johnson does.
He does, and it's all orange for Jono. Yeah. So that is qualifying done for him, a bit off the pace here tonight. So Mazzaroli will lock out pole position for tonight's race. 40 minutes of racing to come your way here in Split 2, then another 40-minute race in Split 1 coming up straight afterwards as well. You never gave me your pick, Sinker, for this race, especially if the rain comes along.
Tonight in the rain, you know what? I'm going to go with Andrew Cowan if it rains. I think out of all the guys that we're here at the moment, I think he's probably the most experienced out of the lot. And I mean, he's probably the one I'd expect out of all these to test the rain the most.
He's driven GTs and SFLs in the rain. So he would have some experience. Bartish would have a little bit from the GR86. Well, not a little bit. He'd have a lot of rain experience from the GR86.
Yeah, this thing could handle completely different to the GR86.
Same with Hodgkinson. He's driven in the rain quite a fair bit.
Yeah, he'd be a dark horse as well.
Yeah, so I think there's a couple of drivers who could be on for it tonight. It's really going to come down to how much rain experience does Vandermeulen and Mazzaroli have? Because Vandermeulen mainly races the supercar, so if he hasn't caught a rain session yet, then he doesn't have that much. As you can see, the clouds get a whole lot darker as we enter racing conditions.
Oh, yeah.
As the clouds
hope he doesn't start thundering. My wife did a thunder and lightning. Rain, Jace reckons he's ready for the rain. Fingers crossed, he hopes.
Did he bring his all with him? I mean...
if he's not, he better get his pocket money out and get himself some PDD training.
He very well may need to. But starting grid for round 4 of Split 2 here this evening, Jordan Mazzaroli will start pole position ahead of Sean Vandermeulen with Stefan Lawrence and Andrew Cowan inside your top 4. Michael Quash, Dan Bartish will make up the 3rd row. As we then move back to Jeff Arnold and Jacob Traynor for the 4th. Ron Allen and Daniel Clutterbuck will make up the top 10 with Cullen Hodgkinson and Kurt Normanson starting in behind. Di Feldman, Marty Hughes will start ahead of Brett Taylor and Martin Lipsky for the top 16 with Alan Mazzaroli and Travis Nielsen in behind. Corey Brand and Johnny Rowe will make up the top 20 with Chris Tomlin and Greg Leake the top 22. Brad Mays and debuting John Van Ree of WKMP Sim Sports will start P24 further back in the grid than what he may have liked. As Greg Johnson, Jordan Ferguson, Daniel Harding, Scott Weston will make up the drivers' set qualifying times as Mark Peck did not get a time in. Neither did Matty Feely at the back of the grid either.
Mark Peck's at M1 Racing.
He is at M1 Racing. He's been at M1 Racing for since last season. Yeah, couple of weeks.
Yeah. The boys
Here
are
comes the rain,
look
Sinker.
at that. We can see precipitation. No, that's not me sweating on the track. That is precipitation.
Lawrence is on wets. So we can actually give you the
everybody
rundown.
else on wets.
So
they got plenty of time to change.
Bartish, who's still in the lane, is on dries. No one on the grid is on dries. Everyone who's on the grid at the moment are on wets. So,
who's on dry then?
So there are some people in pit lane whose setup must naturally be on dries, which means they're running a dry setup, which means they might be in for some trouble this race, depending on how wet it gets. So this is going to be very interesting. But everyone who has gridded up is on wets at the moment. Yeah. Vandermeulen is on dries.
Ooh, wonder if you've realised
that, or maybe he thinks
the very, very first Gen 3 wet race for Sim Racing World and Warren Brown. So this is a first for us in the V8 Supercars, which is pretty damn special.
I don't know if Sean actually knows he's on the dries. I mean, if the session has not been declared wet, then he can get away with being on dries, and it depends how wet the track actually is. Of course, it's only just started raining, so
Early on, he'll be right. Yeah.
Oh, Brad
once it wets
Mays
in,
is also on the dries further back too. So awesome.
maybe they're expecting something that we're not.
Maybe they think it's not going to get wet for a little while. Maybe they think it's going to be good enough for dries and they can get away with it.
If they can get 10 minutes into it, they can pit and run the rest of the race. But that's a scary 10. My camera's on Callum Hodgkinson.
No worries. Lights are up. Let's go wet racing in the Supercars at Okayama. As we are underway, it was a great start from Mazzaroli. Horrid from Lawrence on the front row of the grid. As we run down, it's a big slide from Mazzaroli into turn one.
It is.
Heap of drivers starting from the lane or possibly having some blinking issues in the background, but we are going here. No one has managed to get off track further back.
It's hailing.
Yeah, it is.
It is hailing out there. It's not just rain, it is hailing. You can see it at the back end of the field on the second camera. The boys are battling with hailstones.
It's spotty weather as well, so it's only raining at certain corners of the track, so that might be the strategy of Vandermeer, and it's not raining everywhere, which means he'll have the advantage at the drier parts of the circuit. And in fact, his tyres may not overheat as much as the wet running drivers will. So this will be interesting how it plays out. I don't think it's wet enough for wets just yet, but they've made their bed. They're going to have to lie with it now. This could play into Vandermeulen's hands.
Good well play. It might be expecting it to get real heavy as they get into the 10-minute mark. If they can make it to the 10-minute mark, they can switch it out and do whatever they want. Tell you what, these boys down the back are doing some great driving too wide. I'm loving Travis has gone for the chrome on his car. It looks very sexy, but look at this, 2 wide, 3 wide, the TMX car, Travis Nielsen, then Callum Hodgkinson, a little bit of a tap there, but got it back under control.
Nice rubbing his racing moment there as Arnold and Lawrence are battling it out too. The wipers are out as they battle through the final couple of corners. Arnold gets up the inside of Lawrence, who had a horrid start in this race, but the battle packs are starting to form and the spray is starting to come up.
The rooster tail is starting to come up, and we'll be able to see if it's going through the whole track. Whoever is on wets while there's a rooster tail out, on dries while the rooster tail is out, is going to start to struggle very quickly.
Driver's eye with Michael Quash, and you can see just how heavy this rain is. Oh, we brought it to Japan with a sinker.
If you want excitement, you just order some water. Yeah, mate, water does that.
Arnold needs to be careful. That could have been classified as moving under brakes.
That was him just, he's really wrestling that car, isn't he?
He is. It's so
more
wet down there.
Tonight than throttle control and applying the brake slowly. Easing the brake on. You lock that brake on, you're going to go flying. You put the foot down, you're going to go flying. So throttle control, brake control, essential tonight, and also very, very smooth. Oh, he just got around there, Mr. Vandermeulen. He's on dries, is he?
He is indeed, and he's made a move for the lead on Mazzaroli.
Yeah, can we see the pass? Here we go.
That's what we've got now. It's down at turn 2, so he lined it up for the inside, got the job done. Jeff Arnold's had an off track during this as well as we're on replay, so we'll have a look at what's happened to Arnold. We know that he was biffing and barging with Michael Quash and co. So we'll see if there's any helping hand here. Quash at the inside. Oh, there's a big helping hand there.
Just a little bit of touch there from Quash.
Oh, Quash just needs to keep going. That's just, you've already turned him, Quash. The cars are coming. You may cop a penalty, but you just got to keep it running.
Yeah, you got to keep going. There's no point trying to readdress that because if he loses, here we go, back into the pits, straight away there.
Mazzaroli, has he run through the pits? He has. Why has Mazzaroli come through pit lane?
Don't know. He felt like he needed a trip.
Oh no, it was his brother Alan. He's tricking us.
Okay. Well, it's his dad.
Oh, his
Alan.
dad. Sorry, his dad, Alan.
Yeah. So who went through? That was Lawrence that went through, yeah?
Yeah, Lawrence is in pit lane, so he's come straight out again, so he's had a drive-through for whatever reason.
I can't see anything. Nothing's popped up on the screens. I didn't hear anything for a drive-through.
Yeah.
Unless
he made a mistake when he came round the second to last corner and was kind of forced into pit lane. So Jordan Ferguson alongside at the moment. Jack was in the chat. Jordan hoping for some work comp because it's slippery when... Oh, yes, comp.
Tell you what. Clutterbuck and Hodgkinson are having a great little battle across the back there. Travis Nielsen is also having an absolute ripper there with, I think it's Ronald Allen.
Yes, it is. Yeah, Ron's with Quashi at the moment. So that battle pack, nice and close inside of the top 10. That's the battle for P5. Those guys are battling for at the moment. Further behind this battle that you've got, though, Sinker, is Jeff Arnold, who's trying to chase them down, who had the off track, if you recall. So a lot of love, though, for Sean Vanderbilt at the front of the field. Yes, drive-through penalty car 869, contact lap 2, turn 9. So that was for Michael Quash. So he will have to come into pit lane and do a drive-through penalty for the moment with Jeff Arnold.
Before the M1 car. Yep.
No, it wasn't even an M1 car. Jeff's car just looks like one.
Okay. Okay.
Very easy to get confused. I don't blame you for that one, Sinker. It from afar, it does look like one. To be fair, I mean.
Yeah. Let's go, Shane. Sticky Solid. That's an interesting name.
Stick and Solid for Sean Vandermeulen at the front of the field at the moment. He's got Mazzaroli 1.2 seconds behind. So if he can actually build this gap now for Vandermeulen and he can get to roughly 10 minutes, he could get home on a one-stop strategy. But it depends if the session has been declared wet yet at this point of the race, because that's a big rooster tail, and to still be out there on dries, it's a dangerous game that Vandermeulen's playing, but it's one that he's had to commit to. He's made the bet, he now has to commit to this plan, but I have a feeling he's dropping time now to Mazzaroli.
100%. He's starting to. But Bartucci's just taking it easy at the moment. He's just in cruise control. 142.244. Cowan as well. I think they're playing the long game, those boys.
Yeah, very well could be. At this point of the race, Mazzaroli down the inside of Vandermeulen gets the job done on the Camaro of Nova Sim Sports. So the strategy of starting on dries has not paid off well for Vandermeulen. It was a bold strategy and it hasn't paid off for him, it seems. Rushy saying someone just spun onto front straight. I think black car. Let's see who that might have been. And that might have been possibly Daniel Harding. Let's see if we have an update.
Daniel Mays is on dries as well.
Brad Mays, yeah. This was Harding down at turn 1.
Brad Mays, sorry, yeah.
Oh, he ran it wide. So that's Brad Mays' moment. Alan Mazzaroli, he's had an off-track too. Quashi's in for his penalty. That's just further around for Alan Mazzaroli, so not sure. That might have been for Harding. Thanks for letting us know though, Andrew. Appreciate it. Keeping an eye out there of some battles.
Pits, doing his drive-through.
Yep, so as he traverses through.
Vandermeulen's just got the fastest lap, 139.380.
Yeah, but his lap time's dropped now. It's now down to a 145, so he needs to come in and take those wets. At this point, you've got to play for a safety car.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's 2 seconds to a second and a half slower than everyone around him, so it's starting to impact his race long-term wise. But I'll tell you what, it looks fantastic. I'm not sure the viewers can see what we can see, but the hailstones and the heavy rain. Some parts of the track have got hailstones, the other parts have just got normal rain, and other parts look like it's hardly raining at all.
This was Traynor down at turn 4. Oh, he tried to go for a move on Ron Allen and then kind of got balked right as he entered the corner, and he still
ran out of track on the look of it.
Yeah, ran out of road. Yeah. Still struggling with internet connection issues. So Vandermeulen, does he come in this lap? He has to at this point. He's given up so much time to Bartush and Cowan. The strategy has not played off for him.
Huge. Bartush is in the pocket position at the moment for a second position. Cowan's just past him on the track.
Yeah.
Here we go, side by side, Cowan and Bartush. Cowan just took that corner beautifully.
You might not be far off with this prediction of Cowie, Sinko.
Oh, mate, he's got plenty of track practice, mate. And did you see the way he came around that corner then?
Yeah.
That was looking very confident. If we can go back, if we've got time for a replay to show the start of that pass, he was comfortable under brakes and right through.
Yeah, let me just take time to set it up and we can get another look at it.
Vandermeulen's gone into pits.
Yeah, he's taking his stop for his tyres.
Yep. How is he going for time-wise?
Oh, look at this.
He's going to make it all the way to the end now. This is his stop. So
he lined it up early. He got alongside before the corner. He had the run.
Yeah.
That was a great effort from Cowie.
Yeah, great move from Cowie. I think it's not as bad as it sounds with Sean Vandermeulen going to the pits right now, because he's going to be in there early. He doesn't need to pit again. He's got 30 He's got 31 minutes of track time, and he'll get that through with what he has in the tank.
Yeah, he should be okay for that, but it's the fact of he's given up time now by having to go that extra lap to make it home. That's what's cost him. Van Ree on debut tonight. What a run this guy's having already, Sinker. This is now his 5th overtake of the race, up the inside of Jordan Ferguson. Both of them up a chunk of spots. The WKP...
Look at Scotty Weston.
Yeah, Weston's doing a job too.
17 places following Chris Tomlin at the moment.
Someone has practiced in the rain.
Yeah. He's on the back of Tomlin. Tomlin's up at 11 places, so that is a mammoth ride up the top for Scotty Weston. That's sensational. And he's sitting on 145, so his pace isn't huge. He must be just very consistent.
Yeah, it seems at the moment. That battle with Van Ree is now starting to chase down Martin Lipsky just ahead of him. These guys used to racing each other on Thursday nights, of course. So they've had a couple of battles. No worries, mate. We'll bring that off for a second. We'll have a check how Cowie's virtual camera's doing for us at the moment. You can see the gap that he's on track. He's already built up a 3.6 second gap back to Dan Bartish, and this is insane for Cowie. He has lit it up at the moment, and he's looking to push forward, but he's got 2.3 seconds, but he has to gain 10.5 up to Jordan Mazzarelli at front of field. So Cowie needs a safety car at this point to get back into this thing, but if he gets one, he's going to be in this battle for the win.
Oh, 100%. Look, he's in a good position. There's no doubt about it. Safety car, yeah, maybe not, maybe yeah, but Cowie will probably be saving some fuel on the way through as well, so he wouldn't be pushing too hard. So he'll probably save his pit till like 10 minutes to go and come in with some fresh tyres and low fuel and burn rubber. I was just watching Brett Taylor a few seconds ago taking on Travis Nielsen. Nielsen's gone out wide and off track. Brett Taylor's looking very comfortable indeed. He's having another look now on the car in front of him, which he's tracking down, which is Michael Quash. So he's going to hunt him down now.
So there are two drivers who have taken regular pit stops, Brad Mays and Sean Vandermeer, and the two drivers who started on dries. So if you're a split one driver and you're watching this, maybe take some notes. Maybe don't start on the dries tonight. Maybe just take it easy and start on the wets, because you're going to have the same settings in your session as this one. So you should have the similar rain scenario for your race as well. Michael Quash, though, trying to get it done up the outside of Johnny Rowe. Rowe up his inside.
Move. Very clean move. I tell you what, if you're a split one driver and you aren't tuning in to watch split two every week to see how the track's performing, very silly, because it's a good way of getting a bit of an insight.
Yeah.
For people out there watching tonight, which is sensational, please do like, subscribe and hit the notification button. We've managed to get to 1,400 this weekend, so we're looking to push 500 by the end of the season.
It'll be absolutely fantastic to get to that 1.5k. The growth over the last year to 2 years has been immense in SRW. It's been fantastic to be along that journey alongside you, Sinker. It's been incredible to see, and hopefully the growth continues for the next
It is. The figures are going off their nut. Van der Meulen has just set. Is that before? Or did he set that now? 139.380.
That was earlier when he was on the dries. That was when he was on the dries. Yeah.
He's got Greggy Johnson chasing him down at the moment. Greggy's just showing some good pace as well, which is not too bad. The other battles that we can see out there is Martin Lipsky's getting hunted down by Di Feldman and John Van Ree. They're having a great little battle. I tell you what, Di is a weapon on the dirt. Unbelievable. And then we've got Quashi, Johnny Rowe. Quashi's actually 2/10. He's getting ready for a pass, mate. He's not far off having a crack at that. He's got Johnny Rowe in his sights and pulling the trigger any second.
Speaking of dirt, Sinker, where was your race win on Friday?
Oh, mate, I had too much damage in both heats. I took early damage, so I couldn't flick the car to the right. I was really struggling. So once you can't flick that car, it's all over Red Rover.
Yeah, pretty much. It also doesn't help when someone crashes and then turns into the side of your car and destroys it as well.
Yeah. Did I do that to you?
No, that was someone else. Somebody else that did that to me.
Oh, I did hear you say something about that. Oh, did you have to?
Yeah, well,
and I'm like, well, it was you. I would probably would have done the same thing.
It was, went for position and then he crashed.
Oh, he goes, Di Feldman, have a look at her.
Oh,
She's having a crack here.
Di Feldman making moves.
Let's see how she goes. She's got him under the brake. She's got the inside line. Is she going to be able to carry the momentum? She's done it. Looks like it. Yes.
No, Lipsky's
oh, no, he's still not done.
Because he's got the inside
That's
of the next corner.
It's Lipsky, isn't it?
That's Lipsky, yeah.
Great job there by Di. She's really putting the foot down. And you know what? I'm not surprised that she's doing well out here because she's good in the dirt. And this is very slippery out there. And she's sensational to control the wet.
He wants it up the inside as well. Lipsky needs to give plenty of room.
Yep. Just close the door enough for him to think about it the second time and back out a little bit, which is good. That's all you got to do is show the intent that you're going to close it. And in this wet, it's just the hesitation and the, you know, oh, he disappeared.
Oh, Lipsky is blinking in and out of existence.
Oh, very, oh, that's a low percentage move there. He's done well, though. Has he maintained it through? I can't see.
Let's have a look here. Let's check on the outside of the car. He's got, oh, I don't know, Lipsky is still blinking in and out of resistance, but Van Rey has gotten the job done as well. Drivers are keen using curbs in the wet. They're very keen to use the curbs in the wet.
Crazy using the curbs in the wet, because that is just an absolute death sentence if you hit the wrong spot.
Oh,
we can't see any falling water yet.
Corey Brand has been in and out of pit lane, and he's still struggling out on this circuit at the moment. He's just having to let Brad Mays past him down at turn 5. Oh, but Mays has locked that up massive. Corey's had a sympathy moment there. He's gone off track for Brad to let him go, but that's a big sympathy moment there.
Tell you what, mate, Di Feldman's leaving these guys for dead. She's got in the clear, and she in that pass that we saw from Lipsky and Van Rooy, she's put nearly 3 seconds on him.
See,
she is on fire.
If you want to learn how to drive in the wet, I actually feel there is a good reasoning to actually learn how to drive on dirt, because you can learn some good car control in that sense.
Look at her go.
Yeah, she's sending it. I mean, she's
she's not holding back at all.
No fear of the conditions.
Yeah, hopefully the transitions through the pit stops. Oh, she's already pitted.
Oh, she started.
Did she pit for damage? She started the pits, correct? Yes, she did.
Mazzaroli's in at the front of the field. So first pit stop at the front. Does Cowan follow or does he go long? He's going long.
17-minute mark. This is going to be interesting. This is when the strategies start to play. We've got the lead driver going into the pit early. Probably try to avoid an undercut. He knows that Stefan Lawrence has gone in, so it'll be interesting to see where Stefan Lawrence comes out on him.
So Cowan, well, Lawrence, remember, had his drive-through, so he still needs a regular pit stop in this race. So he's kind of out of that, but for Mazzaroli, he's dropping far and few down the order. He's down at P9. Where's Weston? He's going to get past. Lawrence is going to get past. Tomlin not quite close enough. So Mazzaroli comes out around Stefan Lawrence at this point of the race, but these guys all need pit stops at the moment as well. So Cowie leads in the PSR car. I believe it's actually his first lap in his little year.
I've got him on the bottom screen at the moment. He's doing well out there. I think I might have picked one out of the bag there. Dry driving has just continued to improve at a rapid rate. Oh, she has, mate, definitely. In the last 2 seasons, you can see she's getting confidence in the V8. That's not something she was confident in or comfortable in, and she's starting to get comfortable in it. And tonight's big proof of that.
Yeah. I mean, even Indianapolis as well. Breakout performance for her at that race. Took some learnings
we thought she was going to get a podium, man. Yeah. She had us screaming like little girls.
Yeah, she messaged me post-race after she watched it back and said, yeah, in hindsight, I should have just sent it and gone for it. So she took some learnings from that race for sure. We'll see if that works out for her in future. Clutters looking to dive it up the inside of Hodgkinson. He's not quite close enough. These guys have all been in a battle this evening.
These three. Yeah, these three.
Clutters and Hodgkinson have been together like glue all evening. They've not left each other alone.
Yeah, they're having a trio out there. They're just following each other like crazy, and they're swapping around. Callum did take it off the TMX off Clutters, but now Callum's got it back. Let's see if Clutters is going to have another crack.
Look at that spray. Kurt would not be able to see at this point. Almost Motorsport in the chat. I'm going to assume that's Blake. John's first wet race, driving very well. He is indeed.
Arnold's in. Stefan Lawrence is in for their pits.
So their set pit stops have now occurred.
The key pit stop is going to be when Andrew Cowan goes in and see how he comes out against Jordan Mazzaroli.
Well, for Cowie, he's probably better off going long at this point because he's got no traffic. He's able to set his consistent laps at the moment.
Keep going clean.
Yeah.
He's got control of his tyres. He's got no issues there. It's still not puddling. I can't see any puddles appearing anywhere. You can see on the track, I'm not sure if the viewers can see it, but you can see when the car goes over the road, over the track, it does leave like a faint dry line. I can see it on my second camera, but apart from that, no puddling at this point, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, it means that it's not getting to 100% heavy rain. It's just, it is just lightly glistening the track, if I can get the words out correctly. But the one thing, I mean, they're very game to ride these curbs, and the wetter that this race gets, the worse those curbs are going to get as well. It is pulling a little bit on the curbs, as just proven by Michael Quash through turn 10. So
we did warn them.
Yeah, we did warn them. You need to stay off the curbs and stay off the painted lines. That is the deal. There is pulling on the inside, just right on the inside of those curb sinkers. So if they avoid the curbs, they can still run the regular race line at this stage.
Oh, you've got to get on the second screen, mate. You've got to get on there. These guys are having a battle. They've just gone too wide around two corners together, swapping positions. Arnold and Marty Hughes are swapped twice in the matter of a couple of corners, and the boys are going too wide. They're not backing off at all.
They're keeping this fight going all the way around. They've got Jordan Ferguson up ahead of them.
Swapped again. Marty Hughes and Jeff Arnold
this
again.
Is for P20. It's for P20 on the road. They are not getting this up, but I think Arnold's got he's got the better run now on Hughes. Hughes has to give it up at this stage, as Mazzaroli is skating this car through the first sector here at Okayama and up towards the hairpin of turn 4.
Weston up 20 places.
It's pretty incredible, isn't it? He does need a pit stop as well, but that's a great effort from Scott to get up that far.
That is sensational. Yeah. He's having a good night tonight.
He's indeed. As Clutters and Hodgkinson, their battle continues on. These are prime conditions for you to go racing, Sinko. And the wet set sail
on the Titanic.
As the Titanic.
On the Titanic.
Yeah. Tomorrow night in Snedderton, I've heard, very typical English weather apparently.
Oh, I think after tonight's show, I'm going to have to go do some practice because I've never driven the Formula Superlight in the wet. So
yeah, go do some practice, Sinko. Stay off.
I need to do some practice tonight.
Stick to the wet line. That's all I'll say to you. Just stick to the wet line. As Clutters comes in, so he wants to get out of the battle with Hodgkinson. Nommensen stayed out as well. This is good strategy from Clutters, Sinker. We've seen quite a fair bit in the supercars across a multitude of leagues and races that the undercut is massive in these cars.
Well, we saw on the weekend, Coleman have a great undercut there and got himself in a great position for a good finish. Tomlinson's in now. Johnny Rowe's gone in as well now. So a few boys are starting to watch it and they're starting to come through. The lead one is still Mazzaroli, who's sitting now in 8th place. And he is 2 seconds behind Scotty Weston. Cowie has got himself a good buffer on bar 2. She's got it to 7.5 seconds now.
The problem now for Cowie is he's actually not lapping fast enough to build gap over Mazzaroli. Mazzaroli's on a 41.64 the last lap. Reminder, his fastest lap of the race was a 41.1, so he's currently running around about his max pace in the wet, where Cowie is running 43s at the moment. So Cowie needs to get the pace up, stop cruising, because otherwise Mazzaroli's going to have even more of a gap when he gets up to his pit stop. So
tell you what though, Bartush is no sloucher. He is actually at the moment he's upped his game, and he's his last lap he was 2/10 faster than Andrew Cowan. So some great work out there. All right, time to switch to cameras again. Is there anyone out there who wants to see anyone particular out there? Let us know. Don't know about Weds. You'd think 40 minutes on a set is manageable.
It could
don't know.
It could be. It depends how much fuel you're taking. Because obviously wet races, you actually don't need to take as much fuel because the lap times are slightly slower. So you actually don't use as much when you're racing in the wet. So We'll get less laps. We'll get less laps tonight than what we would if we were running dry. Yeah. So
we're at
that also comes to the
25-minute mark, and we've got 15 laps, so that's not too shabby. It'd be another 10 laps in that. Hodgkinson and Newmanson are in at the moment.
Johnny Rowe has had a moment down at turn 5.
Yes.
So what has happened?
Like he nearly took out one of the Crumb team.
What has happened to Shooter McRowe, Mr. Johnny, as he's down at turn 5, so it's a self-spin. A self-spin. He had Daniel Harding in behind. Oh, he didn't hold his brakes. That'll be a penalty, unfortunately, for Johnny Rowe. Didn't hold brakes and contact was made with Daniel Harding. So that's unfortunate there for Johnny.
Back of trainers putting pressure on the back of Dan Bartouche up there in 3rd place. So they're following the same strategy as Cowan, but these guys are nearly 8 seconds behind Cowan. So that's going to be a bit of a difference. The key is going to be when Cowan pits and how he's going to come out against Jordan Mazzaroli, because these boys will probably come out.
Jordan's got a 21-second gap up to Cowan, as Nommensen, who's just exited pit lane, has had a moment down at turn 4. What has happened to the Revolution E-Racing car? Oh, is this another self-spin in the wet? Cold tyres. Yep, too wide, too deep on brakes. Careful of the rejoin, Kurt.
Did we see Jacob Trainer? Yeah, he's on the second screen, mate. Hamish put it on. He's putting a lot of pressure. He's having a look now on Bartouche. He's really pushing Bartouche big time. There's someone in our chat saying, hey, did someone win Bathurst? Yes, our illustrious RC leader won Bathurst on the weekend with, I believe it was Stefan Lawrence in the car with him.
No, not Stefan Lawrence. He won it with a milk carton in his car.
Sorry, Stefan McCartan, not Lawrence.
Stefan McCartan.
Yeah. All right, Cowan's in. Cowan is in. Let's get a camera on there, and I'll get my camera.
He's exited now. He's P6. Mazzaroli's already gotten past him, so Jordan is well and truly. Well, I mentioned that he was in, and I mentioned that Jordan was coming past. You got hooked into talking about Barb's winning Bathurst. I mean, you know, drink your Paul Smarter white milk instead of a milk carton, and you see how far it gets you.
So where's Cowan now? He's lost 3 places on him, so that's not too bad, but the timeline behind him is huge.
It's the time that's cost
Look at that. That's like, we're talking 16, 17 seconds.
He lost 7 seconds across that stint portion.
Yeah.
It was 10 seconds when Jordan came in. There's been some incidents whilst we were talking about that as well. So Greg Leake has had a moment down at turn 5. So these tighter corners definitely catching out some drivers under brakes down here. Oh, it's another self-spin. Oh, he didn't get around all the way though. Oh, but Nielsen had a sympathy spin behind him.
Yeah, Nielsen had code brown. I'm going to hit him.
he had a, oh, poor Leakey, I'll spin to make him feel better.
Yeah. The LCR vehicles come in with Travis Nielsen behind them.
Bartush and Traynor in as well.
Yep, here we go. Bartush and Traynor as well.
Alan Mazzaroli's also had a moment as well, Sinker. Oh, it's turn 5 again. Or is this down? Oh no, it's down at turn 6. So this car's been in the wars. Oh, and round she goes.
Oh, has he held it? Nah, she's kept going. Oh, hold your brakes.
Like a beach.
Hold your brakes.
Oh, like a beach boat. He's just waiting for a chance to get this thing back in the water.
Right thing to hold his brakes. He's waited for the right moment. Good on him. He's learnt.
Yeah, he has. He's lucky there's no safety car out there at the moment.
Where is Bartouche and Traynor coming out?
They've come out ahead of Cowie.
Cowie,
so they were actually lapping faster than Cowie was across that stint too. So that worked out.
Yeah, they were, and but he had 7 seconds on him.
Yeah, no, but he was running a fair bit slower than them. Across his laps. So that's worked in their favour, going an extra lap than him, and then coming straight past as they came out of pit lane.
And Cowie's outlap was a 1:52.
Theirs was 2:11.
They got 2:11. So
no, that's their pit lap. Track. That's their pit lap. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Bartush off.
Yes,
here comes Cowan as he flows straight back past. So all of that was for absolute nothing.
Yeah, that was easy for him, wasn't it?
that was easy.
Like, thanks guys.
What happened? So Bartush, did he get loose on exit? Oh, he did, yeah. Got it loose on exit. And then Traynors had to take evasive action. That's just let Cowie scream past at that moment.
That's all right. That's cool. That's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. So biggest mover of this race now is Jordan Ferguson, aside from Scott West and Brett Taylor, who haven't pitted. Ferguson also needs to pit, so he's up 11 at the moment. Outside of the non-pitters, the biggest mover is, in fact, John Van Ree, who is up 4 spots and into P20 at the moment. He should get at least 1 more or 2 more spots with Hughes and Ferguson coming to pit.
Taylor's in. I'll tell you what, Cowan has got himself in second position once everyone's pitted, and Jacob Traynor again fighting with Dan Partouche for a podium. So that's going to be very interesting. We've got our Ron Allen, who's going to be sneaking in behind them, but he's 5 seconds away. So the battle's going to be for podium position between Traynor and Partouche. I think this would be Traynor's and Partouche's first podium in a V8.
No, I think Dan has had one.
Partouche?
Yeah, he has had one.
He's only just started this season.
Yeah, he's had one this season.
A podium this season?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that. I can't remember that one.
Well, he finished on the podium at Indy, but it wasn't classified. And then he has had a podium, I believe, round 1.
Yes, he lost that podium.
Yeah, but I think round 1 at Brands Hatch he had one.
Yeah, I can't remember right now. Brad Hazy, let's go Jacob Traynor and Di Feldman, both having a great old crack. Where's Di now? She's through the pit strategies. She's in pit 16.
After starting from the pit lane, mind you.
Yeah.
So
she's done it.
So she's down on where she started, but she had to come out of pit lane. So this is actually a phenomenal effort from Di. Van Ree's now up 6 positions. Ferguson's exited pit lane. He's also up 6 too. Tomlin's up 6. Where has Mr. Brett Taylor come out?
Scotty Weston's going very, very long.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to no stop. Maybe he's trying to save fuel. I don't know how that's possible, but he's attempting it.
Pulling away from Dan Partouche. He's ripping it at the moment. He's in that beautiful purple chrome car, and now he's got him 1.6 seconds ahead. Not too bad. Is he going to close in on Cowie? I don't think so. He's lapping at the same pace as Cowie. Actually, not too far off Cowie's pace at the moment. So
you recall we mentioned the undercut strategy of Daniel Clutterbuck?
Yep.
P7. Nommensen made a mistake, to be fair, but ahead of Nommensen and Hodgkinson, who are back in P10 and P11. So that undercut paid off for Clutters.
Beautifully, beautifully. Jeff Arnold's going back all over Newmanson at the moment. There they are there. Nice little fight there. Jeez, I tell you what, mate. I'm very impressed of all the drivers tonight. The way they're battling in the wet has been sensational.
I'm actually very surprised that we actually haven't had a safety car. And
I was about to say that.
The reason I'm surprised is just because, well, Split 2's been known to have safety cars this season. It's the fact. They've had the most safety cars compared to Split 1. And I'm actually surprised that we haven't had one in Split 2 tonight. Now, maybe drivers taking a bit more carefully. Who knows? But it is still a great race for wet conditions as Weston finally comes in.
He has. I think he's going to drop down to about 16th.
No, it's about 35-second loss. He'll drop down to about P10. So he should actually come out around Hodgkinson, Nommensen and Arnold.
Yeah, okay. Depends how these guys are tracking as well. But yeah, let's see how he comes out, P10.
Well, they're coming up towards the entry to the final sector.
What's Tyson saying here? Low-key bored. Well, you shouldn't be bored. You should be working anyway. Jinxed it. No, they're driving really well. So it's nothing low-key. I think the battles have been sensational everywhere through. Scotty Weston's coming out now. He's got himself out a bit better than we both thought. Well, no, right where you picked it.
Yeah, roughly.
Oh, no, yeah, 7th. He did well.
A couple of positions better, but yeah.
Yeah, he did well. Still 21 positions up. That's a sensational drive by him.
It is.
He looks like Jacob Traynor has put the foot right down. He's got himself 1.8, but he is not quite... He's going faster than Cowie, but not consistent enough. He's got it down to 1.6. His last lap, he was 0.6 on Cowie, but he's not maintaining that every lap. That's what he needs. He needs to maintain that every lap to go for it.
So I actually think tonight, we may see the safety car in split one because of the
Well,
full
possibly they're going to be a little bit more aggressive early on.
Well, the full send nature of the fast drivers, plus, you know, egos are plenty. I say that with love. They want to try and win. They're going to push hard. They're not going to be ready to just to settle and traverse laps in the wet. They're going to go for it. And I reckon they might get, you know, the rain multiplies the possibility of an incident by a fair whack. So put two and two together.
It's getting heavier too.
No, yeah, it is slightly. The actual timeline of the weather did say that it was going to start getting slightly heavier towards the end of the race. So this is definitely going to be the heaviest point.
I've got the pack of Callum Hodgson, Newmanson, Arnold and Quash on the bottom square at the moment. And the boys are pretty consistent. Callum's getting a lot of pressure there from Newmanson. He's been across the back of him. And it looks like Callum's struggling with a little bit of rear end, because I saw him wiggle a few seconds ago and it brought Kurt right onto the back of him.
Kurt has been having a great season thus far. Nice and consistent. Definitely working harder, it seems, to get better and better. So big props to Kurt. He obviously had to end 2024 with the heartbreaker causing the safety car on the Sandown 500. But he's gone above and beyond. And I mean, he impressed me that day with how he drove during his stints. It was a mistake that anyone could have made that caused that safety car. And
in the 86s, he was spectacular.
Hayes is asking, is the banner rule coming into place at some point, Sinker, for drivers to apply?
The rule is the banner should be on all the cars at the moment. But
there is a rule which states they must set them as well.
Yeah. Are they setting them, or are we setting them, Hamish?
The rule states they should be. So.
All right. Well, we'll start smacking wrists soon, because I can only see at this very important moment of the track, and I can only see about a handful that have got them on. But thank you, Brady, for did I miss that posting? No, you got it spot on, mate. There's a fair few there that haven't got them on, and we'll ask the question this week.
Oh, Leakey's had an off track down at it's turn 1, it seems. So he's had to traverse off road, come back online. I wonder actually how the debris model is affected by this rain, Sinker. I know that during the 12-hour on the weekend, I mean, the biggest death point was McPhillamy Park because of all the puddling, but never really got a chance to see any like big debris on track, like big gravel and then getting caught out by rain. I wonder how that could affect the drivers tonight if there's a big off track and then heaps of gravel gets dragged on, say down here at turn 5, which we know is a dangerous spot for spins.
No, it just depends on how much is splashing up. Bartouche is actually putting pressure now back on Jacob Traynor. He's got his mojo back, and his last lap was 7/10 faster than Jacob, so he's really starting to catch him up now. Feldman's in the pits. She's in for a third stop.
Josh King saying Jordan Mazzaroli to be sent to split 1. Oh, well, we're already past round 3, Josh, so he can't.
Yeah.
He's locked in at this point. So Mazzaroli appears to be 2 laps away from another win this season in dominant fashion in the wet. You'd have to think that if Van der Meulen didn't try and go for the ballsy strategy of having the dries on at the start, he could have been right there with him throughout this race, but you get that happening. DB alert. What do you mean DB alert, Jackos? What are you referring to?
Dan Bartouche.
Oh, Dan Bartouche alert, beep, but maybe
he's got 7/10 on Jacob. Jacob's just pacing him at the moment. We have got a minute left, so we won't be too far off the white flag and have our first race of the night just about completing, with Jordan Mazzaroli leading with by 34 seconds after his early pit strategy opened that up completely. Andrew Cowan in second, leading away from Jacob Turner by 1.47 seconds, and Dan Bartouche fighting for that last podium position, a second off the pace.
So Bartouche is still trying to chase down Jacob Traynor. Doesn't seem like they're going to be able to catch Cowie at this point. He is on for one hell of a run to P2 on the road and P2 in the championship after this race. I believe that was Alan Mazzaroli parked up on the side of the road. It was indeed Alan Mazzaroli.
Yep.
No, it was Martin Lipsky parked up on the side of the road, sorry. So he was just letting the drivers past him. But Cowie is on for one hell of a run. And Mazzaroli, well, he's on for one hell of a victory to extend his championship lead. 1 lap to go for Jordan Mazzaroli. That's the gap that he's got. He's coming down the main straight, and Cowie, with his virtual cam, is just coming in towards turn 7 sinker. So he's that's a fair whack of a gap for Mazzaroli, and looks to be one hell of a win for him as well.
He's done exceptionally well. His last lap is a 141.8. His best lap is a 141.09. So he's the only one that's lapping at the moment in the 41s. The next ones are 42s, but high 42s.
So he has got he is proving once again that he is a prospect for this season. Almost seems guaranteed to get promoted next season, but it would come down to if he makes all the rounds. He could miss some rounds here. He could miss 2 rounds. All of a sudden, championship hopes are gone.
It's only round 3 out of 9.
Or round 4 out of 9.
Round 4 out of 9.
It's all right.
Already.
Yeah, already. It moves that quick. It moves that quick. We'll be at round 9 before you know it. Don't worry. For Jordan Mazzaroli, this has been an incredible performance once again. Dominant, calculated, and consistent. He's been the breakout bright star of Split 2 thus far in Season 1 of 2025. He could be on for a championship, be the first for that team in SRW, and he could be on for a bright, bright future in the Supercars as well as he traverses around the final few corners. For Jordan Mazzaroli, he extends his championship lead here tonight in the wettest of conditions in Okayama. He'll take the win in the 40-minute regular round here for Split 2 as Andrew Cowan looks to come home P2. Ron Allen's had a moment further back at turn 5, so further chaos for some drivers. That might drop him outside of the top 10. But Andrew Cowan, if he can hold on to Traynor, which it appears he's going to, he is going to leave Okayama second in the championship ahead of Daniel Clutterbuck in an incredible run for the PSR driver, and he is in this championship battle sinker. He just needs a few rounds to go his way. He could win this title. Traynor P3, Bartish in P4, Stefan Lawrence in an incredible comeback will come home P5 in this race ahead of Daniel Clutterbuck. So the championship contenders all finishing around each other, but for Cowie, he will now situate himself past Lawrence in the championship and still ahead of Clutters. Weston, arguably one of the drivers of the night, are up 21 spots, P7 on the road. Vandermeulen, Hodgkinson and Jeff Arnold make up the top 10 as there's contact with Arnold, and I believe that might have been, was that Martin Lipsky who was contact with it? This is post-race. What has happened with Jeff Arnold and Martin Lipsky?
Might have been just a little bit of miscommunication as someone slows down while the other one's flying through. But what a race tonight by Jordan Mazzaroli. Sensational pace all the way through. Andrew Cowan, sensational work there. Good strategy and everything like that. And Jacob Traynor, hats off to him to getting a podium tonight. Well done.
Great job for him. If RC are watching, we'll have Mr. Mazzaroli come and have a chat to us as our race winner for Split 2 this evening. We really need to crack down on only talking to the race winner, unfortunately. So it means that if Jordan's around, he can come have a chat to us as we do our server changeover over to Split 1 as well. Martin Lipsky fresh to the direct drive, gang sinker. So this was Martin's first Supercars race of the season with his direct drive.
Yeah.
So we might find that Martin now finds some pace as well. Which will be a
whole new levels of sensation in his hands.
It very well could be. All right, I'm just going to quickly go back to the start screen. We're going to mute our starting sounds and bring Discord back in so we can change over. Hopefully Martin comes to have a chat to us whilst we're away.
Yeah, I hope so. While you're doing that, I'm just going to transition into this next session. But I'll tell you what, viewers out there, I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did. Some amazing driving by these boys in the wet, Hamish. Really surprised that there was no carnage and just no safety car, full stop. That was sensational work.
Yeah, it was fantastic
Really good
driving
work.
from the Split 2 field here this evening. How well can Split 1 do as our server changeover begins? So I'm just waiting for it to give me the opportunity to change over. We'll drag in Mr. Mazzaroli for a chat. Mr. Mazzaroli, another P1 on the road for you, extending your championship lead here this evening over Andrew Cowan, Stefan Lawrence, and Michael and Daniel Clutterbuck. Thoughts, feelings? Because that was a wet one. I hope you brought a towel and a brolly with you, because that was about as moist as we've ever seen it here at Okayama.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm definitely drenched off of that, but in sweat. Working the car. Yeah. So yeah, it was really good. The fact that I got a 30-second lead, I'm pretty happy with that. So can't really complain. The strategy was pretty much spot on, and the pace was good too. So yeah, can't complain.
I think what probably helped you in that was Sean's risky strategy of starting on those dries. He had the benefit early, but as soon as it started to get too wet, you were outlapping him by about 4 seconds a lap, and it took any advantage away that he had. So, do you think maybe if he had started on those wets with you, that he could have been there with you the whole race?
Possibly. I reckon it would have been a fairly close race. But yeah, I had a feeling he was on the dries here, because the first few laps he was just pulling away from me, and then. As soon as I caught up to him there, I knew what was going on. So, I think I had a feel. I saw the weather. It was just gonna get wetter and wetter. So yeah, I thought the wets were a good call in the start.
Have you been doing much practice in the wet?
I did. I've done a couple test days. Oh, a couple. Well, not whole days, but I spent probably an hour or two for a couple nights, getting that all sorted. So luckily I had a bit of a wet setup as well, that I had handy as well. So yeah, it turned out great. So
you did well, mate. You could see that the car was handling the way you wanted it to, and it was doing what you wanted it to. The grip looked like you had all under control. So it was a great all-round drive, mate, and your pace was consistent, which is key.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, I wasn't aiming for one lap pace. Yeah, just making sure I got it to the end. Yes. So.
Well done, mate. Well done. Well, who gets the family on track, mate? Because Dad's out there as well, and we'll give him a shout out. He's getting better, mate. He's starting to get control. Are you giving him some extra tips?
Yeah. I think I was giving some pointers and stuff especially for wet driving and stuff like that. So yeah, he's slowly getting better and better. So shout out to him. He's going. I think.
Is there any sponsors or anything like that you guys got sorted?
No, I don't actually. So I pretty much all I've got is just Martin helping me out with Interlude Racing. So shout out to him.
Excellent, mate. Well, congratulations. I'm sure Hamish will repeat my words. Sensational drive tonight, mate. Good to see you out there having a bit of fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thanks for the night, guys.
Take care, buddy.
No worries, mate. Take care.
All right, you too. See ya.
Well, Sinker, we're into the Split 1 session. I'm just quickly going to reload my live timing. Get that up and running.
I'm in, and the boys are out there. It's looking pretty dry out there. They're going to be very surprised very soon. I wonder how many of them watched the session. Looks like War Boys did. Looks like Coleman did. Not seeing any. Oh, Rushy did. So there's a few boys that have watched it. So we'll see if they've got a bit of advantage against the other drivers out there.
Yeah, we'll see if they are able to keep themselves in check.
Oh, there's a scrutineering garage. That's the first time I've seen that on the
Actually, a good spot for photos, Cinco. If you want to find a spot to take photos, that bit there is actually pretty cool. You can get there in the car. So it's a pretty cool, nifty
I'm sure
little
I could
spot.
find my way to spin in there.
Cowie's gone into the green room, but unfortunately we need to crack down on talking to just our race winner. We can't play favourites, unfortunately, for Cowie. So if you want to come have a chat to us after split 2, you got to finish P1. Unfortunately, it's just how the cookie crumbles.
Well, the boys, what have they got at the moment? They're...
Well, actually, they've got 5 minutes of practice left.
Yeah, grab him in, grab him in.
We'll drag him in. We'll have a quick chat with Cowie.
Yeah.
Cowie, a very rare opportunity for you to come have a chat to us. You're lucky. Split 1 has got 5 minutes of practice left, so...
Oh, I was just talking to Jordan there, so and saying hi to him.
Oh, well, we
didn't expect it because I think
rudely cut off your conversation with Mr. Razzaroli then.
Right.
Mate, you were my tip for tonight, my dark horse.
Jordan
I sort of
had
picked
pace
you
on
because I just knew that you're the type of guy who'd be out there and testing under wets and trying to get the car sussed out and everything like that. How much practice did you get under your belt?
I did a bit of wet practice last night for about an hour. I think one of the boys put up a 4-hour session in the rain last night.
Yep.
But today I was trying to get on before. I think I registered an hour 20 before the race started, and then I got stuck doing stuff with Mum and didn't make it on. I think I made it on with 10 minutes to go. So I can see I didn't do that pit lane practice that I would normally do, and I turned the pit limiter on way too early going into the pits. That probably cost me 3 or 4 seconds. But, you know, apart from that, it was a pretty good drive. Just couldn't get close enough to Jordan to put any pressure on him.
He was another level tonight. He was very settled, and you were just as settled, but he just had that little bit more pace consistently.
Yeah, look, there's a couple of places where I sort of took it a little bit easier, like going down into the hairpin at the back straight. I was braking 10 or 15 metres, probably 5-10 metres earlier than I normally would. It's just, you know, like you got to do on the wet. You stay off the wet, stay off the lines, stay off the curbs where you can. If you do need to go over those curbs, you've really got to, you know, do them with no inputs. But that qualifying was dry, and I was waiting a minute to go to jump on the grid, and suddenly from scenic view I saw it rain coming. Checked the weather, and the weather had flipped on in a heartbeat. I think Vandermeulen maybe went out on slicks because he pitted fairly early.
He did, yes.
Yeah, so I like with about 40 seconds to go, I'm jumping on wets because it's just going to get heavier. So maybe a tip to the boys there: don't jump on too quick because make sure you check your weather forecast.
How was it? Was it what heavy, light, medium?
Look, it was just constant all race. So you know, it wasn't particularly heavy. It just I think my crew chief said there was drizzle in the middle of the race and starting to dry out. But you really didn't see much of a dry line. You could just see where it was a bit glossy.
It looked like it was, in the early stage, it looked like it was hailing at one section, and it looked like it was raining hardly anything at another section of the track. Was that visible in the car?
Not really. In the middle of the race, it was visible that the rain lessened up a little bit. Yep. I think through the first sort of few sectors. But towards the end of the race, I was catching traffic. So, you know, it's a thunderstorm when you're sitting behind other cars.
So was the rain the success we've been waiting for as a driver's experience?
Oh, yeah, look. Did you see my half spin on lap 1 where I almost rotated around? I don't know how I survived. Could have easily finished 30th tonight. And, you know, I think it was just a little bit of curb on cold rubber. And, like, I suppose that's how it goes sometimes. But there was probably, you know, a dozen moments during the race where, you know, you apply the brake and you just get a little bit of a slide. So you've got to let off all the inputs, try and catch it, you know, give up half a second just to make sure you don't, you know, overcorrect the car and lose it. Because that's what happens in the wet. Anytime you're on a slippery bit, you don't want to be turning steering wheels, hitting brakes, hitting accelerators, you just glide. Wait till you get through it, then fix it.
Well, it sounds like you had fun, mate, and you had a stellar drive tonight, which was awesome to see. You were my pick for tonight. So congrats on that, mate, and head down, bum up, and keep it going for the rest of the season, dude.
Yeah, man, I had a Brands Hatch I thought was going to be my strongest track all season, and that's where I had my shocker and tagged someone and picked up the license point. Since then, I've been going all right. So let's hope it continues.
All right, Cowie, take care, mate. Good luck for the rest of the season, dude.
Cheers.
There you go, from the average sim racer, Mr. Andrew Cowie Cowan.
Average to P2 on the road. I mean, that's a pretty good effort from him. I'm living with a meme at the moment as I name Mr. Blake Warboy's camera. I've spelled it how the auto caption on the shorts have spelled it, which is literally War Boys. So
War Boys.
Yeah.
It doesn't say. You know what? For a bit of a tease, next time it comes up, I'm going to put Daddy War Boys.
Qualifying is about to get underway, though. This is actually the first full qualifying we're getting to see this season of Split 1, as normally, well, because it's normally a sprint round, the qualifying is nearly over. The practices, the qualifying is kind of started by the time the time is finished. So we've come in pretty lucky tonight to have an extra sort of 5 minutes of practice, get a short little sharp chat with Cowie, and with those other regular rounds, Sinker, you know, obviously the timing's getting a lot better for us in terms of lining up when to come and have a chat to people and how quickly we can change over for the server. But
it's live, man. So anything's possible. We can do what we can do when we can do it.
Exactly. So don't feel heartbroken if 1 week we can't talk to you, but the next week we can talk to somebody else. It's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, unfortunately. It comes down to the timing and how long we can talk to people. Depends how long Sinker wants to have a yarn with someone as well. If he decided he wanted to talk to Jordan for another 5 minutes, we may not have been able to talk to Cowie. So it's kind
exactly right.
You know,
once you get me going, mate, you pour some water on me, it's all over.
You're like a plant just growing.
Yeah, just like a weed more than a plant. Very intrusive. The boys out there, look, we've got some new names in there. James Scott has been waiting for 2 weeks to get into Split 1, and the position became available yesterday afternoon, so he's jumped in there. But Billy Mole is already in my eye line. Jason Douglas had a really good opening weekend on Sunday. Coleman has been doing some great work out there. Ryan Mueller, Mitch Mueller's out there tonight too. Lawford, Banks, Crosby's out there. Warboys is out there again. Thomas Freeman is out there. Greg Brooks, who's no slouch as well. So there's some really fast names out there. Adam Hughes, Dylan DeBono. This is a sensational field out there. Every name I can go through the whole list. Every name impresses me, and this is going to be a good race, mate. This is going to be sensational in the wet.
It will
Who
indeed.
is your dark horse? I've already got someone in the back of my mind who's really skillful in the wet. That I haven't
dark horse or just my pick? Because
dark horse. Someone that we could all go for James Scott, War Boys, but out of the regulars, who would you go for at the moment?
Lawford.
Looking at these names in there.
Lawford.
You know who my dark horse is here?
Current championship leader, and I think Freeman's going to be in here. War Boys will as well. If they can get into a battle with Scott, it could blow up. So who knows?
My driver for you to watch tonight is Dylan DeBono.
Yeah, he could be one to watch. Definitely.
He's going to be one to watch. He's going to be in the wet.
He went from struggling in the wet to being elite in the wet. He put the time into practice, so he's definitely one to watch out for.
Yeah, definitely one to watch out. I think he's going to be deadly out there tonight.
This is our current championship standings with the top 20 in the title race for Split 1. Angus Lawford leads the way, 323 points, 11 points ahead of Ryan Mueller in P2 of the championship. Brandon Levin in the top 3. Chris Burridge and David Coleman for the top 5 of the championship at the moment. Blake Fitzpatrick, Blake Warboys, Billy Mole, Troy Stonestreet, Jace Douglas, the top 10. Stephen Kennedy, Ryan Bettis, Stephen Banks, Dylan DeBono, John Gallen, Jamie Davis, Adam Hughes, Mitchell Muller, Darren Crosby and Andrew Rushworth make up the top 20 in the title race at the moment. So those are the drivers we'll have to keep an eye on all throughout the evening if they are racing with us too. Of course, those drivers are outside the top 20. They're in contention, of course, as anyone's in contention when they're racing, but those are the ones that are the hot property at the moment. Those are the ones with the championship opportunity as they are in that top 20. Blake Warboys has already gone fastest in qualifying, a 131.88 last time by. Lawford has not got the pace at the moment. I predict he may have a wet setup on that car, Sinker, in anticipation for the rain, quite possibly, seeing he's only set a 36, but we'll see if that lap time comes down. But for Warboys, he's already set the pace early for himself, and he's already pushing hard to try and stay ahead of one Thomas Freeman of Blackout OPR. Did Freeman run the Camaro last week?
I don't know, mate, but the way you said that was Juan Thomas Freeman.
Juan.
So I'm not sure if he's Mexican or Spanish, but He is one Thomas Freeman out there, and I'm not sure what he drove last week, to be
He's
honest.
definitely fired up. I'm about to find out, because if he drove the Camaro, unfortunately, he's not going to be getting any points tonight. So
No, he wouldn't get any points from last week, and he would start new points tonight going forward.
why?
Because the swapping of the car, the points start from fresh. If you swap the car, your points will start fresh with that car all the way through the rest of the season. You can't swap back. So he will lose what he achieved in the Camaro.
No, I thought it was you just get disqualified from the race that you joined the wrong car in.
I will debate that with the boys. Either way, it's going to be whether he's asked for it. If he's asked for the change, then he loses his
if
points.
he's asked, that's different. But if he's joined without asking, and I can confirm he did drive the Camaro last week, so...
Yeah. So depending on whether he's asked it or not, if he's asked, then his points for last week won't be counted in the championship, just going forward in this one. But if he hasn't, then tonight's points won't be counted.
Yeah, okay. All right.
If he's in the wrong car, put it that way.
That clears that up then.
Yeah.
James Scott has not set a very attractive time, only a 1:33.23. Maybe struggling with some traffic at the moment, so he's trying to get a clean lap in for himself in the 088 Camaro. He did say that this Sunday, Sinker, we may learn the team that he's going to for 2025 and possibly beyond. So maybe some big news coming for... yeah. David Coleman has gone P3 in qualifying, Sinker, with 1:32.5. Adam Hughes, Troy Stone Street just inside the top 5 as Coleman returns.
Who is that new man?
Coleman, I swear it's just Ty Delaney. I swear, it's just he just has Ty Delaney racing for him at this point. That driver is not built like David Coleman, Sinker. That's definitely Ty Delaney in the car.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change my suit so it looks like it's got a belly and a belly button, so that it looks like
the zip's broken and it's just popping out in the middle.
Oh dearie me! All right. Well, at least the colours all match his livery as well, which is pretty good. James Scott has just sent it all the way to the very top of the 1:31.751. 3/100th faster than Blake Warboy.
Yeah, only 300. So there's not much in it between them. We know that Freeman's got pace. He proved it in practice that he's got pace as well. Obviously, Warboys has pace. Coleman surprisingly has pace somehow. Where has it come from? I don't know. Maybe he's finally. Maybe Coleman is finally using the flask. Maybe that's what it is, Sinker. It's fueling him. Like the essence of the gods going into his system.
I swear I saw it in his console.
Oh, surely it is. That's what's pushing him. That's what's keeping him going. Yeah. I reckon instead of a piston for his trophy, you got to give him another flask, Sinker, just to keep him going at this point.
Yeah. Oh dearie me. The boys are looking. This is going to be a deadly race, man. This is going to be an absolutely deadly race.
Yeah, Ryan Bettis is out there. We know that he's inside the top 20 of the championship, as is John Gallen. Rain Campbell is out there with us too for Blackout OPR. So the BOPR boys taking over split one. Yeah, he's done well.
Jaden Green, he's up into 7th.
Yeah, he's back
in.
So
that'll be good for Lawford, having a partner out there.
Yep, but he needs to get the car qualified towards the front. That's the problem. Ryan Mueller is on a purple sector. Where is the pace coming from the Pacific Esports Racing driver in the 553 Camaro? He's currently P2 in the championship in the battle with Angus Lawford at the moment. So as he comes up towards the start-finish line, what's the time going to be? P3, 1:32.26. So there's a challenger at the front of the field. Troy Stone Street. He is. Stone Street's also put in a mega lap, 1:32.31. But only the 2:31s.
Drop down.
Yeah.
Can you see what Mr. Terry Taylor's right? Scott has been seen a lot in Discord with the Eclipse Racing team.
Interesting.
Could be.
Unfortunately, the average age of that team is about half his actual age, so I don't know. I don't know if that would work out, but we'll see.
Yep, I think they might have been just having some fun.
Quite possibly. I think the most realistic place for him to go surely is Project 36. I mean, they won the Sandown 500 together. There's a bit of a connection there. Plus, you know, they've got sexy cars. That livery would look good on the Camaro. Come on.
Yeah. Davis is off track.
That would come up trumps, surely. De Bono down on pace a little bit in the Velocity SimLabs entry. Crosses the line, does not go any better that time by. It's P11
This
in
qualifying is just all about position at the moment.
Yeah.
It's going to be a completely different race on the wets.
Oh, it will. It will. Rushworth further down, same with Mitch Muller, Jack Anderson, P21 at the moment. He definitely has done some wet practice. He was one that hosted the session yesterday, so I know that he has had some wet practice out there. I know James Scott was in that session. Did the classic James Scott move, joined, set fastest time, left session. So,
Mr. Trainer, we don't usually do second and thirds on split 1-2 nights, and if we had time, but we just snuck Cowie in, so he was very fortunate. But I'm sure once we get you in, mate, you will talk my ears off. But great drive either way.
I'm gonna tell you how you guarantee yourself a conversation with us, Jacob. Win a race. I tell you, guarantee it. I tell you, it's realistically, all War Boys 131.7 across that last lap. So up the top.
5/100ths.
Yep, the pressure is now on James Scott at the front of the field, but he's on two purples and an orange sector.
Oh, he's on two purples.
So what is the time going to be for James Scott? One of the driver's eyes views we've got in the grid tonight. Aboard the Camaro, what's it going to look like for James Scott as he crosses the line? 131.57, so he's responded. De Bono inside the top 10 now as well.
Oh, this is going to be epic. This is going to be very good. Look at the front of this grid. James Scott, Blake Warboys, Roland Muir, Stone Street, Freeman, Coleman, De Bono, Banks, Lawford, and Gallen.
Rain Campbell's on all greens, so he looks to improve his lap time. Ando's on 2 greens as well. Just in behind Rain at the moment. So both of these cars look to come across the line around about the same time as each other. We'll see if they both improve as they head around towards the final corner. Campbell going to be the first of them to cross the line. There's 3 minutes left to start a qualifying lap. You can finish your time once the 15 minutes is up. So Campbell crosses the line. Should go better. He did a 34.8 previously, 32.9 for Rain Campbell. Jack Anderson crosses the line. Does he go any better? Unfortunately, he has gone better, but it hasn't actually moved him up the timing tower, unfortunately.
Rushworth's got still a lap.
Yep. Could Rushworth head up forward as well as he crosses the line too? He hasn't gone any better.
No, he hasn't improved.
Hughesy, though, looks to improve. He's now just dropped outside the top 10. Oh, that big slide, though, is not going to help.
Not at all. We've got
two minutes
left.
The point of contention is, Sinker, they could have a dry setup for qualifying.
Oh, they could have a dry setup for qualifying, 100%. Some of these teams will have.
Yeah, open set, they could run dry setup.
Warboys and James Scott have got a dry setup they're going for right now, for sure.
You'd have to hope they have a wet setup for the race.
Red line going after Scott.
That's a bit of an audacious one for James. I mean, that would be... Not that James wouldn't be capable of that team, but they are European-based and owned by Max Verstappen, so it'd be a big move. It would. It would be absolutely huge. Could TTR go after him? He could race with his buddy Madison Down. Heap of teams to go after him. Evolution Racing Team, Eclipse, as was mentioned, Vermilion Esports, maybe. Who knows? It's all in conversation. Oh, Sinker, no offense. I don't know if you could pull James Scott, I'll be honest. I couldn't pull James Scott. That is pipe dream stuff right there. I mean, that would be...
I'd have to have a pretty good bank balance to do that.
Yeah, I think you would. SRW might go in debt if that happens, I must say. Ryan Mueller's done very, very well late. He's up in P3 at the moment and just needs to try and find some time. He needs to get into 31s if he wants to challenge Warboys and Scott. And right now, it's not looking likely that's going to happen. Darren Crosby on for a better lap as he crosses the start-finish line. All greens up to P5.
Crosby up to 5th.
Great gains from Darren Crosby. Freeman has been unable to match his practice pace. Sinker, it seems. He's not able to get into the 31s at the moment. We know he's capable thanks to the times that he set in practice, but he's had to pull it up, and that's... He might be waiting to leave some gap to Brandon Levin. No, he might just decide to leave it.
Coleman's come back on track since he did his stellar lap, the 132.5. He hasn't been back out.
Yeah. There's Freeman He's got 10 seconds to start another lap time. They're all now a line astern. He doesn't want Davis to hold him up, who has just finished the lap. So he'll hope that Davis moves out of his way, especially after that moment. He wants Davis out of his way so he can try and push for another lap in qualifying. And Davis has pulled it off and backed out of it. We can see as well, Warboys and Billy Mole, fresh teammates, Sinker, working together. Of course, Billy made the move to WKMP Sim Sports for his last Sunday night's race, and he is sticking with them. So that could be a deadly combination.
First sector green, yellow. This is it. These are the guys that have got finished their laps now. We are 30 seconds past the qualifying finish. So what's on the track now? We'll be able to set something. Freeman has got himself a green and orange.
Probably needs a purple if he wants to get into the 31s.
Yep. Is he going to be able to do anything? War Boys, he's got himself a green and orange as well. Brandon Levin's got orange, 2 greens. Freeman's backed it up with another personal best.
War Boys, though, went orange. So Stone Street's going to be the first of them to cross the line as he comes around the final corner for WKMP Sim Sports. What's the time going to be for the 044? It's a single green and 2 oranges. Is it an improvement as he crosses the line?
No.
It is not. What about 11 has ruined his lap, and that's qualifying over for him. Thomas Freeman, is he going to find himself further up the grid after qualifying? P3 for Freeman. Warboys backed out of it. Billy Mole doesn't go any better, unfortunately, and Hughes on all oranges.
Got himself to the second row. That's a very good.
That's a great effort.
Very good final lap by Freeman. Well done there. Coleman says he's got nothing here. Struggling. He'd be happy with the top 10. Not his style of track. That track looks pretty impressive, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does, of course. Based in the hillsides of Japan, out at Okayama. It's a phenomenal circuit, Sinker. One that a lot of drivers should have a lot of experience on. It's run in a fair few early rookie and D-class series, of course, as well as C-class supercars as well on the officials this season. So should definitely have a lot of opportunities to race around here. It is free with the iRacing service, so it's one of the free tracks that was on the official calendar this season alongside Snetterton as well. So plenty of opportunity to go racing around here for drivers.
Looks like John Gallen was using his wet tyres in that session for quality to get some practice in.
I'm surprised they didn't overheat unless he's already changed his setup in anticipation for the race.
Maybe he was fiddling with his setup and trying to get it tracked in.
Quite possibly, but the tyres wouldn't have really given him very much. They would have been ultra, ultra hot. But starting grid for race 2 this evening and round 4 of the Split 1 series here on Tuesday nights. James Scott starts pole position alongside Blake Warboys. Thomas Freeman and Ryan Mueller on your second row of the grid with Troy Stone Street and Darren Crosby in behind. David Coleman, Billy Mole, Dylan DeBono and Stephen Banks make up your top 10 with championship leader Angus Lawford starting alongside Jamie Davis for your top 12. John Gallen, Adam Hughes, that's a good return to form for John Gallen in qualifying. We'll see if that can pay off for him in the race. With Jaden Green and Brandon Levin, Jace Douglas, Ryan Bettis, your top 18. Rain Campbell, Travis Daly, the top 20 with Mitch Muller and Andrew Rushworth on the 11th row. Mitch Noble, Jack Anderson on your 12th. And so then move back to Jeremy Bush, Greg Brooks, Peter Pavlovic at the back end of the field. Our race controllers, Matt Keane, Tyson McAvoy, Stephanie Piccoli once again in this race.
Thomas Freeman needs to change his SDK. It still says 9195 as his team. So naughty boy.
It's probably said that for a fair while, Sinker. He's just a bit lazy.
Oh, he's had that for never in a day, and he's just probably forgotten about it. He probably drove the whole weekend like that.
And I would say he's driven the last probably year and a half like that. Because prior to Blackout OPR, he was at Fishy. So, I mean, unless he had a stint at 9.5 in between, then I'm not sure. But Coleman will be able to tell us. He races for Fishy. He's got some fishiness about him.
Yeah. Well, out there, the viewer numbers are really, really good out on Facebook and YouTube. So please like and subscribe. Hit that little notification button. It does help us, and hits our algorithms, and it helps us, maybe not financially, but when we go to chase sponsors and stuff like that, the figures do help. Warboys is out there. Daddy Warboys, give us a smile and a wave, mate.
If it's wet, let's wait for the Carnage lap 1 from Terry Taylor. Well, There wasn't too much carnage in split 2, which we would have expected that from them, to be honest, just based on previous performances in the dry. So who knows? May not get that much chaos in this race. We're just awaiting James Scott, Stephen Banks, Adam Hughes, Brandon Levin, Greg Brooks to join the grid. As Warboys backs it straight off again, Scott is out there on the grid as he lines up.
He's playing mind games. He's there. Nah, I'm leaving the sesh.
They're on dries. Gallen is starting on the wets. So this race, the rain, the spotty rain is slightly different to split 2. So the clouds have definitely cleared a little bit. So it is not the exact same in terms of its weather downpour. But lights are going to go up. Race 2 about to begin this evening. The split 1 drivers on track. 5 lights. And we are underway at Okayama for the second time. It was a rocketeering start from Stone Street off the line. Warboys also got it off the line well. Gets ahead of Scott through turn 1. Mueller, Stone Street, Freeman, Coleman, Mole, Crosby, Davis, Hughes, the top 10. But there's scrambling in the background from drivers as John Gallen is falling further and further back after starting on the wets here this evening. He may have to traverse through the lane here on lap 1, put the dries back on, but he's going to need a safety car to get back into this thing as Warboy Scott lead them round turn 4 in the fast run down towards turn 5 at the end of the back straight.
I think he's committed himself to the wets. He needs to see if he can get around a lap or 2 and see what happens to the conditions.
Oh, Scott is already poking the nose. So now the question is at the changeover point, when do drivers come in for wets? Because they're not having to start on the wet tyres here in race 2 this evening. But it's when the rain's going to come and when it forces them to stop here this evening. 80% chance, 87% chance of precipitation. So we're almost guaranteed the rain to fall.
Looking good. The guys down the back. Oh, just about to say, there's a rotation. Brandon Levin gets collateral damage again. Poor guy just can't win a trick at the moment. He just seems to be getting hit, people bouncing out of incidents. But doesn't look like it was fatal because he's still going.
So that was DeBono that had the initial spin. That was Dylan DeBono who had that initial spin there. Sinker down at turn 9. So he had Ryan Bettis on his outside, got past him at turn 7 and 8, and then pushed his way forward. So how's this occurred? Still on the outside. Oh, Bettis got a little bit of a door. Oh, then it's just a self-spin, didn't hold brakes. And then collateral contact. And a scramble for some drivers to move out of the way.
That was 3 deep then, trying to recover. SAW bingo. Yes, it's legs 11.
Oh, who was that off the road? That was Ryan Bettis. Down at turn 5.
Like I saw was a puff of dust and the car disappeared in it.
That was Bettis off the road, down at turn 5. John Gallen has not come in to change off those wets. But are we...
350 is calling for a tow.
350, that is John Gallen. No, he's still going.
No, he's not towing. He's asking for a review.
Okay. He's now tucks it up the inside of Mitch Muller, but the problem is the wear on these wets. How long can they last? For John Gallen, he needs rain to fall. He needs rain to fall fast to get anything out of this. It's arguably a more...
Look at that pressure. I knew you were about to change it then because I saw the tower go to 210s and he's putting it all over Warboys there. These guys are already lighting up the time tower, mate. Big time.
Have a drink, Sinky. You sound like Kermit.
Oh, Miss Piggy.
Oh, Miss Piggy. Warboys, though, sets fastest lap of the race, 131.890. James Scott is right there with him with an 892. So they're going tit for tat at the moment as they break away from Thomas Freeman, who's up into P3. He has not dropped from where he started, but the question mark's now over his head. If he requested to change cars, will these points be worth it tonight? If he didn't, they won't be. He would have to run the Camaro again to get points in the Tuesday Supercars this season. On board with Freeman. That's the gap that he's got up to James Scott and Blake Warboys in P1 and P2. And in behind, he has got Ryan Mueller. Car 555 contact lap 2 with car 11 for a drive-through penalty. That is going the way Oh, unfortunately, Mitch Muller, as John Gallen and Greg Brooks have had a moment down at turn 4. So what has happened with them? And could it be a moment of the wet tyres not getting the grip for John Gallen at the moment?
Yep. So is he going to be able to hold on to the rain? That's going to be the big question.
Oh, no. Brooksy dived him. Oh, he was alongside before turn-in. We'll see what race control say about it. It was definitely contentious as Jamie Davis has had an incident as well, Sinker. So what has happened to JD of SRW Motorsport down at turn 8, it seems? That was a big dive. Oh, didn't get it pulled up. Round she goes for Jamie Davis. Yep. Has to wait to let cars go by.
All right, it's a long race ahead. 555, that's still talking about that. The bottom down the bottom, down the bottom. The bottom camera down, I've got it on, I had it on Jaden Green because he had a good little battle pack behind him, but he's pulled away from Crosby now, and he's 1.5 seconds away. But behind Crosby, you got Banks, Lawford fighting it in, and then Ray and Campbell's got Levin, Douglas, Daly, Andrews, Anderson, Bettis, Rushworth, Noble, all chasing them down one after the other.
Look at that. It's just a gaggle of cars, isn't it?
Yeah.
Battling forward.
But everyone is fighting for it. Look at this. It's just they're all in mindset now. There's an opening. We've got to take it now because when it happens to rain and it comes out of the rain, it's going to be very difficult. Oh, more dust. Oof.
Drive-through penalty car 230, contact lap 3 with 350. That's Greg Brooks, who's now going to have to come down the lane with the driver's eye of Jack Anderson. He's trying to continue this battle with Ryan Bettis as they traverse through the final few corners of this circuit. Terry, what's on your SRW bingo card? I want to make sure we help you fill it out. If it's things we say, we can definitely do that.
John Gallen is still throwing his cards down and holding them close to his chest. He is not letting go of those wets. He's persisting with them. He's hoping that it rains soon. I tell you what.
Well,
because otherwise those tyres will not last long. He's up 5 laps on them.
This problem is, though, it's not going to be wet enough when it starts raining to need wet tyres. It's going to take a few laps for the track to develop and you'll need wet tyres. So at this point, he's gone 5 laps. John has to come in. Unfortunately, John has to come in and change to dries. His strategy hasn't worked. It's not going to work. It would have needed to have started raining on lap 2 or halfway through lap 1 as James Scott has absolutely blown it up. He got given the dummy there from Warboys at turn 5. Warboys comes back through, and all of a sudden Scott is under major pressure from Thomas Freeman as they now follow through into the mid part of the track, the little bottle opener section of Okayama. So Freeman...
Look again, mate.
Yeah, well, let's have a look here. Let's have an onboard with Mr. Scott. We know we've got driver's eye with him. Let's see what's happened with James Scott down at turn 5. So following in Warboys... Oh, it was a late break. It was a late break, and it just didn't want to pull up.
Yep.
And then you got to watch as he comes back on. That's a lot of gravel that's been brought back on. Comes back, tucks it right in front of Freeman. He won't be happy.
Bit of sandblasting there.
Yeah. And now they've got to be careful because when the rain comes, that gravel's going to become even more deadly down at turn 5. And we know that it's been a dangerous section. So it's only going to get worse from here. Look at that there. Exit of turn 1, entry into turn 2. There's some gravel on the edge of the road as well. So cars have already been traversing around on and off track, bringing some debris back on.
How's this? Blake Warboy's got the fastest lap of the 131.891. James Scott 131.892.
I'd like to mention
1,000.
I'd like to mention, Singer, that we spoke about that about 4 laps ago.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. But it is amazing. It is an amazing. It's amazing though. The fact that
someone please get me a coffee.
You might need a
black,
bit more.
no milk, no sugar.
Might need a bit more than that, Sinker, possibly.
Far out.
Oh no,
there you go.
Ryan Mueller at turn
dropped down a
5.
few places.
Oh, that's a poor
He's
rejoin. Right in front of
copy for
Darren
that.
Crosby. He will indeed. I've just seen Terry Taylor's put in for a bingo card. I'll see what that is in a sec. But this is what happened with Mueller.
Mueller will get a drive-through for that, or
well, Stone Street's alongside him. So I don't know if that's going to be anything for Troy, but this here is guaranteed to be something for Mueller. He's pulled out right in front of the traffic and then gotten rear-ended from Darren Crosby, who had nowhere to go. So that is unfortunate for Ryan Mueller and Darren, but Ryan will unfortunately have to come through pit lane. Terry, tell them my bingo card, OPR or PER for a penalty or crash. Double points if they get both, and Scott to win by at least 5 seconds. And Sinker to say "oh" at least 10 times. You've probably already got that one, Terry. If you go back and watch Split 2, like "oh," like that.
Oh, yeah, I do say it like that.
Yeah, you do. That's a good one. That's good. Car 044, drive-through penalty, contact on lap 6. Car 553. So Stoney obviously wasn't up far enough before turn-in, and he has got the penalty. So that's unfortunate for Troy. Of course, we can make as many assumptions as we like. Sinker, race control, through all of their testing and all their knowledge, they go through every single angle, look at it every which way they can to get every single fact right before they give out a penalty to somebody. So for Troy, from our view, it didn't look like that he'd done anything necessarily wrong. It looked like he was far enough up. Obviously, from their camera angles that they've got down in the dungeon, they saw that he just wasn't far enough up, and unfortunately, he's now got to drive through.
Yeah, 100%. They definitely
Terry, I agree with that. That's a good smoky for a podium. I don't mind the Billy Mole pick. That's a good shout.
Oh, Coleman's still there as well, and we got Stone Street coming in for a drive-through.
Yeah, he's not coming in just yet.
Is that 453?
453.
Someone else has just called now. 553. Mueller. He's got himself a drive-through as well.
Yes, that'll be for this moment here.
For the re-entry.
So this was for Troy Stone Street. So Stoney, obviously, this is actually a much better angle. Yeah, no, he was not far enough up. So Stone Street got the drive-through for that. This was the one for Ryan Mueller. So he sat there for a moment and then watch, pulls out, bang, there is Darren Crosby, nowhere to go. That's why Mueller now has to come through pit lane as well. And he's taken that one straight away. I don't mind Troy's strategy though. Run every single lap down that you can before you must commit to the drive-through. You have 3 laps to complete your drive-through, so he'll do one more lap after this. He'll then come in, just because you don't know what's going to happen in the race, and you might be able to build up some time for yourself before you have to inevitably give it up again.
Yeah, 100%. And we're at the 12-minute mark, so the pit window is literally open now too. So depending on what they do, they're all waiting to see if the rain comes at this point and see if they're going to have to go out there. At this point, it was coming down real heavy. Let me just have a look at the weather map.
So just to confirm as well, let's see if SDK is actually going to show it to us.
The weather map, it doesn't look like it's going to make it. You can see the rain in the top left-hand corner.
Oh no, that'll get to us. That'll get to us, Sinko.
It's only sitting at 35% possibility on here. We'll see what happens.
Sinker, that 35% is 35% of the area is going to get rain, not 35% chance that it will rain.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what the percentile means. So when you look at your weather app on your phone, and it says Melbourne's going to have a chance of say 15% chance of rain, it means that 15% of the area of Melbourne is going to get rain.
Or we'll have to debate that off camera, I think. I don't know if you're right there. But, yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not too sure about that, but it's not really important at the moment anyway.
No, not really.
But I'll tell you what is important is these boys out the front. James Scott is 2.6 seconds off that, and Freeman is just sitting at 9 seconds. So that's not too bad, but it's just not close enough for my liking. The battle at the moment is for Billy Mole, Coleman, and Hughes. These three, which are on screen now on the big screen, are having a great little tussle on there, and they're really putting a show on. I'm going to change my cam down to Rain Campbell because he's got about 6 boys following him down there, and we will get SDK running on my computer next week because we'll find a time to do it. Here we go. The boys are having a great little tussle back there. Oh, and on the inside, having a sniff.
So Stone Street's in to commit to his drive-through penalty. Blake Warboys at the moment has got a 2.5 second gap over James Scott. Scott is sitting roughly a second ahead of Thomas Freeman. And then it is 7.5 seconds up to this battle pack from Freeman.
Yeah.
So these guys have got a little bit of time to catch up if they want to get up to Freeman, but they're having their own little battle. They're just trying to keep it clean, keep it smart on the road, fight their way forward. So Stone Street's come out P16 after that drive-through. Plenty of racing left to come, though, for him. 25 minutes or so. He can make up some more spots and at least try and get some good points out of this race as well.
Oh, look, we can get rain out there soon, and safety car can come out.
Very true.
Then we also people that won't go in if the rain comes during the race. A lot of people will try to push that dry a little bit more. Some will come in a bit earlier. It's there's a bit of a gamble there as well, rolling the dice. So it's going to change dramatically, and then see who gets it right.
It's the point at which you decide to come in for wet tyres. Do you risk that? Do you risk that it's going to declare it wet halfway around the lap when you could have come in half a lap earlier and taken those wets, or you're going to come in slightly too early and misgauge how wet indeed it actually is? And that's the game that you play. It's a wicked game, and it's one that you need to try and master if you wish to do well in the wet conditions. And we haven't really we don't really know who the rain masters are in the Supercars, Singer, because tonight's the first night we've seen the rain in the Supercars here at SRW.
Yep. It'd be a shame it doesn't come out tonight for these boys, that's for sure, after we saw spectacular racing in the Split 2. Rain Campbell is the biggest mover tonight so far. He's up 9 places. And next to is Jaden Green and Hughesy. They're both on 8. So some great driving there by Rain Campbell.
He's doing a phenomenal job. He's
Round 11 is
down.
just past Crosby.
Josh King saying James Scott possible disqualification for joining Split 2 practice. Oh, well, he didn't set a lap in practice, Josh, and it's his first race.
You can get a DQ. I don't think we would DQ for that, mate.
That'd be pretty ludicrous if we were to disqualify someone for, one person for mistakenly joining the wrong server. RC would have told him, just read the description next time. You'll see that it would have said Split 2.
Yeah, but it's just going to pull out and withdraw.
Yeah, exactly. You just withdraw, and then you go to the other session. It's what happens.
We jumped onto Rain Campbell because he had Levin, Crosby and all of them, and he is just all of a sudden just pulled away from Levin. He's got 1.5 seconds on him. So he's just gone up another notch there.
He's trying to chase down this battle pack here of Stephen Banks.
Yeah, he is. He's trying to catch Angus Lawford.
Of course, Lawford, our championship leader at the moment. He's got himself into a championship contending position last season on the Tuesday nights through consistency and some very, very good outright pace. The rain, though, is pushing hard. He slid that car through the third to last corner. Gave up a little bit of time on the exit, but he's got pace in that Mustang to try and chase them down. So Banks and Lawford continue their battle for P8 on the road. Lawford's teammate Jaden Green a bit further up. Rain, though, has had an exceptional run. He's up 9 positions in this race already. Troy Stone Street has come in early for his pit stop. Very surprising. I would think they try and go as long as possible to see if it does rain, Sinker, and see if they can do it on a one-stop strategy.
Don't know, mate. Don't know. It's they might decide it's not going to rain in their eyes. But you got to take those punts, see what you can do with it, and what you can't. The battles are fast and thick everywhere. These boys. Is it Jack Anderson I'm looking for? Yes, it is. But it didn't work.
He's got DeBono and Mitch Noble right behind him at the moment.
Yeah, so there's Jack Anderson. He's got pressure on from. Oh, you've got the same as me.
I found it for you, Sinker.
And they're doing a great little job there. But on my camera,
oh look, you know what? Fair play to DeBono then. Gave plenty of room to Noble. Didn't turn across on him at all. He saw that Noble wanted to try and get up alongside. He was willing to give him the space, but Noble just didn't have the drive out of the corner to get the job done. So great defensive driving from DeBono, but also very fair racing too in this little triple threat battle. P17 looks to heat up a little bit over the next few laps.
Yeah, I'm just resetting my training pace because DeBono is all green on my cameras. But great little fighting there. Great. It's good to see, Mitch has learnt as well to pull his head in every now and again to keep the nose out of positions he's going to get in trouble with, low percentage moves. Jamie Davis is now catching that pack, and behind him is Ryan Mueller as well, who's catching Jamie Davis. So that's going to be a very big pack in a matter of seconds. Who else are we looking at that? Brooksy had the issues earlier on.
He did.
Lawford, Rain Campbell are now chasing Stevie Banks. Stevie Banks has had a very quiet race, but he's only up 2 places, but consistent times all the way through. Jaden Green up 8 places. Hughesy's very quiet tonight. Haven't heard him on the comms at all. Coleman is still putting pressure on the back of Billy Mole. So that little fight there for 4th place is going to continue for a while. He's got a burger sitting on the back of his console.
He has a literal hamburger can.
Oh, dearie me.
So De Bono up the inside. Ando runs it wide. I don't know if there was contact then, but Ando's now dropped position. He's called that in.
Yeah, it's called in.
So let's see here. Oh, there was a touch. There was a touch on entry. So De Bono might have a redress possibly on hand.
Yeah, possibly.
He did serve Anderson off the road.
Great little fighting there, though. Mueller and Davis. Davis is getting a lot of pressure from Mueller in that bottom camera too, but Davis is having a look on the inside of Anderson.
Yes, that's because he's
Davis is not in the pits. Yep. He's definitely having a look on the inside, isn't he?
He's so inside, he's going inside the pits.
Yep.
Oh, don't you love when that happens, Sinky? You try and set something up and then it's just ruined by a driver's decision.
Crosby and Travis Daly, teammates, are working together by the look of it. They got Rushy chasing him down in the back there, and probably in a couple of laps' time, De Bono will be on the back of those two. Brig and Mitch Noble with him. Mitch is still stuck all the way on the back of De Bono. He has not let go. Oh, Mueller and Anderson, very, very close. Have a look at this bottom screen.
Well, they're having a great tussle at the moment.
Yeah, they are. They are. Mueller's been a bit unfortunate tonight.
Yeah, he got caught with that spin, but then also got himself a penalty too. So,
yeah,
how unfortunate can you be? But it's unfortunate for Ryan, to get caught out like that. But he'll learn.
Just a little bit of patience. That's all it is. Yeah.
Yep.
He did the right thing, held the brakes and waited. All he needed to do was probably wait for another 2 cars, but he probably saw 3 of them coming and thought, "Oh man, I'm going to lose 70 spots. Let's have a crack at it," and it didn't pay off.
That's what happens. That's racing, isn't it? So.
Yeah, 100%.
This battle as well.
Sometimes you take a chance, it doesn't work. Sometimes you do.
I mean, it's like Gallen on the wets. He's only just come in to change the drives, by the way. Has John Gallen. His gap from Lawford as Green comes in. This is only from Angus Lawford. John Gallen's gap before coming to pit lane was a minute on those wet tyres.
Yeah.
So he committed to them, but we'll see if he comes back out on wets or if he comes back out on dries. The smart choice would be come out on dries because you can't guarantee it's actually going to rain.
You reckon he might not have realised?
Oh,
he's still on wets.
He's come out on wets, so I don't know.
Maybe he doesn't realise he's on wets.
Maybe he doesn't. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's an interesting strategy.
I'd probably do that. I probably wouldn't have a clue.
Why am I so slow
it's a
today?
There. Yeah. Why am I spinning more than usual?
Yeah. Why have I got no grip whatsoever?
So far my spins have been avoiding contact, which I've been quite happy about. That so far this season with my 2 races.
Yeah, really, the only real poor one was Sebring, where you caught the curb of death a couple of times. I mean, apart from that.
Well, that was avoiding because that main one was Schulte saying, "Oh, I've spun it again. I'm on the same spot. I'm on the same spot."
Sinker, we all know you should have just hit him. You should have just driven straight into the side of him instead of taking avoiding action.
Yeah, it was Schulte. I should have just hit him.
The noble way to go out for that one there, Sinker, for sure.
He's telling me he's on the same spot. He's on the same spot. I come around the corner. I go, "You idiot! You're in the middle of the track. You're not in the same spot." Anyway, that was it. That was one of those days. But you know what? I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it.
Lawford is in. Championship leader comes into pit lane. So he'll now drop outside the top 10, but he's taking a regular pit stop. So how long can these drivers go on this tank of fuel? Because they want to try and I'm assuming that the fast boys, all the guys at the front, want to go as long as possible, as I mentioned, to see if it starts raining, to see if they need to come in and take wets to save themselves an extra pit stop. Because if they can, that's a race-winning strategy. If you can keep yourself from dropping 35 seconds by coming into pit lane, that is going to be a race-winning strategy for some of these drivers.
100%. I reckon they've got about at least 4 or 5 minutes left in them.
Oh, quite possibly.
Yeah, 2 to 4 laps max. 4 laps max. I can't see them going past that.
Is dropping. Oh no, he's driving. That's fine. I thought he might have been stopped.
Yeah.
He was dropping a heap of time.
But he's on wet. If they're on wet again, and he'd have cold wet.
Oh, Jace Douglas off the track down at turn 5. Big excursion into the sand as Warboys comes in. So does Scott, so does Freeman. So this is the limit of the tank,
they're
it
all
seems.
following. Is Billy Mole going to go in? Is Warboys going to say stay out, or is he going to come in?
They came in.
If he goes in, Coleman will go in.
They came in so ferociously then, Synchro. And I
Not
want
as ferocious as James did a few weeks ago. Have a look at this. They're actually crawling. That's a crawling race. That's like they got the walking frames, and they're running down a straight behind each other. 1, 2, 3. Let's see who's going to pick quickest.
This was Scott's entry because this was fast and ferocious. Look at that, sending it through. Look at that.
Gee, guys.
Oh,
last time he did that, he hit the wall.
No, last time he did that, he hit a driver. He hit the rear end of another car.
Yeah.
Warboys is out of pit lane. James Scott took a... Oh, he sped in pit lane.
Oh,
James Scott sped in pit lane, and he's put wet tyres on as well. No, he hasn't.
Yep,
No, he
Scott's
hasn't.
got wet tyres.
He's changed tyres. That's why the stop was longer. Sorry, he did not speed in pits.
Yep. So
But
he's on
changed
wet.
to
Stevie
wets.
Banks is on wet. So he's taking the punt that it's going to rain. So he's on wet, so is Stevie Banks.
Oh, but there's no grip for Banks.
Yep. Douglas has gone out on wets as well. John Gallen has stayed out. Oh, that's a big strategy call. That is massive.
Is there rain on this track somewhere? I can't see any rain droplets at the moment.
No, on the second camera, it is looking clean everywhere. Everywhere. Coleman and Hughes have stayed out.
There's no rain at the moment on the scenic cams either. And normally the
reckon.
scenics can find it a bit easier. Check that radar, Sinker. What's that radar looking like?
That radar is looking like...
Oh,
well,
it's going to be
closer,
here.
but it's not there.
It's going to be here, though, before the end, for sure. It'll be here before the end of the race, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll get wet enough to need wet tyres, but it's definitely coming.
I think it's... Judging from where it was before, it was like about 2 centimetres to the left. And that was, I reckon, by about the 35-minute mark, it will start to rain, possibly.
So,
but,
boys and
you know
Freeman lead the way.
Look at that. Here we go, Mole. All the boys have gone in.
Coleman's gone onto wets.
Coleman's gone wets as well.
He has. The others have gone dry, but Coleman's gone wet. Oh, no. James Scott just took a longer stop, actually. He's come back in. James Scott has come back in. Wow. So is Stephen Banks. I reckon they mistakenly went onto wets. They must be on a wet setup. And it's automatically set to put wet tyres on instead of dries. That's a mistake from them.
Ooh.
So I reckon Coleman's done the same thing. He hasn't checked the tyre compound that goes onto the car. Big dramas.
Well, Coleman's gone for the deal of the century, and he's waiting for that rain to come in and go giddy up.
Oh, if he has, this would be immense. So Scott's in.
Oh, all
yeah, he's gone to dries. He's gone to dries. He's had to change tyres. So unfortunately for James Scott, that's probably win
Jeremy
gone.
Bush has come out on wets.
Yeah, Bush has come out on wet, so I reckon it's the same situation. Wow.
Oh,
So
this is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, unfortunately
if
for James
this rain
Scott,
comes out, we could have a... So you know what? As far as Coleman's concerned, he's got nothing to lose. So if he's done that on purpose, it's not a bad thing.
The thing that he's
because
losing
once it starts to rain,
is the time. That's the only problem. So
he's only 20 seconds off the pace at the moment.
Yeah, but again,
even if he gets 30 seconds off the pace.
By the time the rain comes and by the time the track's wet enough, he would have given up 35 seconds. So he would be out of it by that point. So I don't know if it's worth it. Thomas Freeman, though, fastest lap of the race.
Manually disconnected.
Yeah, he's unfortunately, he knows the wind's gone. And
Crosby is as well, but that was, I think, earlier on.
Yep. So Freeman sets the fastest lap of the race, 1:31.88 for Thomas Freeman in P2, right behind Blake Warboy. So unfortunately, Yeah, James Scott knows that the race win is gone, so he's pulled out of the race. That's unfortunate there for
Yeah,
James.
that would be his. Oh, that'd probably be his drop round.
Well, he's already missed 2 rounds, so he's already got drop rounds next to his name. So it's unfortunate for him. And I think Coleman may have to commit to coming in again, so we may not even get rain. The radar says that we could right at the end, but I don't know if it's ever going to get wet enough for us to need those wet tyres. So this has definitely turned it up a notch, Sinker, in this race. I think at this point, this race has probably been better than the Split 2 race based on the chaos that this has now caused, the decision-making skills of some drivers, the mistakes of not checking the tyre compound when they've come into pit lane. That has really shaken things up. And what it's done is it's now put Thomas Freeman right on the back of Blake Warboys. Freeman gained all that time on pit entry to Blake Warboys. You saw him following James Scott in. They rocketed up to the line. Warboys is going slow, and that's now what's turned this on its head. So now it's maximum pressure on Warboys at the front, and for Freo, he just has to push on and see if he can challenge for this win.
Well, Freo also had a 1.55 second faster pit stop as well. So that was on top of that as well. So he's probably saved a fair bit more fuel than what Warboys had saved at that point as well, because he wasn't in the lead traffic, whereas Warboys was out front for most of that race, burning some extra fuel.
So we got 9.5 minutes left. It's petered out just a little bit, but the intense moment has come.
Bottom screen, Coleman's getting three cars. He's getting mugged out there. Oh,
yeah,
unfortunately
for Coleman, if this was a mistake, it's an unfortunate one. If it was a conscious decision to go onto wets, well, it seems that classic Coleman may be back.
No.
He obviously washed the lucky socks ever since Sunday night. I don't know how he got keys to our houses, Sinker, to wash his lucky socks, which is us. But
it's I tell you what though, Billy Mole, very consistent tonight. He's in podium position tonight,
Terry
which is
Taylor
sensational.
Said also Billy Mole smoky for a podium, and right now Mole is in that podium spot ahead of Adam Hughes.
Yeah. He's got Hughesy though on a second behind him with pressure, and Hughesy's no slouch either. So that's going to be some pressure coming on. Hopefully you'll be able to hold that off. Jaden Green is chasing.
Yeah, your microphone's swapping back and forth, so get to see if you can sort that out.
So that's my cable.
Dyson in the chat asking us, of course, Andrew Dyson asking us where is Darren Lobb. Not signed up, unfortunately.
Didn't sign up for this season. He's had a season off. He's had a big year with us last year, so no Mr. Lobb tonight, this season.
Oh, Trav Daly has had a moment.
He's holding brakes. He's doing the right thing.
So this looks like possibly a self-spin scenario. Oh, but he's alongside Ryan Mueller. So was there contact between them, and maybe a moment of him trying to... No, it was a self-spin.
Rotated. Yep. Brad Levin has just passed Mr. Coleman again.
So it appears
Mr. Coleman is now committed to those tyres. He's got to stick his way through.
I think John Gallen is either now committing to dry tyres or he's committing to parking it in this race as well. Jace Douglas has also had to come in to commit to dries as well if he changes those that tyre compound. Although John Gallen has not gone up on the jack, so that might be it for him, unfortunately. Douglas has gone up. So Jace has gone up on the jack, so he's taking dries. John Gallen didn't go up. He's come in and he's taken fuel, but he's not taken dry tyres. So, to be a fly on the wall of that garage of John Gallen, to see the thought process behind that one. At the moment, this battle has heated up.
Coleman's getting swallowed up here.
He definitely feels like a fish out of water at the moment, doesn't he?
Oh, he's like a tray of tequilas, mate, and everyone's just hammering him.
Problem now is he'll get past by DeBono and Mueller, and then the next car behind them is Jack Anderson. So he has a possibility. Oh, but Mueller's been spun round by DeBono.
Oh no!
What has occurred between them as DeBono comes straight into pit lane? What has occurred? So Mueller's on his inside. He's giving him a bit of a door. Oh, he tried to avoid Rushworth.
Okay.
And De Bono.
Unfortunate.
And unfortunately, De Bono's out of this
Stone
race.
Street on Bettis. Stone Street's having a good hunt down on Bettis at the moment.
He is indeed.
And he's got Ryan Campbell. They're 3 tenths, 2 tenths. Look at this battle coming through here.
He's about to get 2v1 by Blackout OPR of Rain Campbell and Ryan Bettis.
Big time.
Oh, unfortunate there at the moment. But De Bono as well, he came to pit lane, he then jumped to pit, so that might be night done for Dylan De Bono, unfortunately. So Coleman is now gotten past by Andrew Rushworth. You see in the background, the next car behind him is Jack Anderson. So
yep, Anderson flashing the lights.
Oh, Rain Campbell and Troy Stone Street off the road, down at turn 6.
That's given Jamie Davis a few spots.
Oh, he gave him a send.
Oh, just a little bit of a touch. It looked like the contact was definitely there, but the spin was a netcode spin. Like the power was exaggerated massively by netcode, I think, but it was definitely a contact.
So Levin's now within this battle pack as well. It's given Ryan Bettis a hell of a reprieve and Jamie Davis a free position out of it as well. So this pack now gets even larger as Rushworth's on the back of it too. So he's taken advantage of getting past Coleman. So unfortunately for David, he's that risk has now not paid off. Tyson McAvoy over the radio. What's he saying as Ryan Mueller's in?
That was Dylan De Bono was black flag, so he's got himself a drive-through instant responsibility. I've got the camera down on Adam Hughes, who's putting pressure there on Billy Mole for 3rd place. So that's a podium fight now at the moment. Hughesy is 5 tenths. He was a full second, about 2 laps to go. And we've got 4 minutes left of this race to go. Will Billy Mole be able to hold him off to get a War Boys WKMP? What are they called again?
It's Blackout OPR. And
No. War Boys and Billy Mole.
No, Billy Mole he would just be racing as WKMP Sim Sports.
That's it.
Where
WKMP is going for
War Boys
a double.
So War Boys is WKMP Sim Sports / War Boys Motorsport, because that's his karting team as well. But Billy Mole would just be for WKMP.
So they're looking to get a double for the first time.
Yeah, Anderson is... No, they've had Stone Street up there. Stone Street's finished on the podium with Blake as well.
He was... Oh, yeah, he did too. Yes, that's true. But I'm not saying the first time. I said they will be getting it. But,
first time since Billy's joined the team is what you're saying.
Yes, correct.
Yes,
but Mr. Hughes might have a second say to that, because he's driving extremely well and putting some mega pressure on the back of Billy Mole. And I'll tell you what, one thing about Hughes' driving style is very, very smooth, and you can see that he's really looking after his tyres when he drives and doesn't put too much pressure on him. So when he needs them, he's got them.
So Anderson inevitably looks to get the job done on David Coleman, and has done. There's been quite a few drivers tonight who are up double numerical positions in this race. Peter Pavlovic, one of them, he's up 10, trying to chase down Mitch Noble. John Gallen, unfortunately, has jumped back to pits. That looks like night over for him as Ryan Mueller comes back into pit lane 2. Jack Anderson's up 11. Great drive from Ando into P13. Rushworth's up 10 into P12. Good job. Ryan Bettis is up 11 as well into P7. And then Jaden Green is up 10. And Adam Hughes, who's on your screen, is up 10 as well in that battle. A couple of minor movements. Rain Campbell up 8. Great job. 11 up 6. Daly up 5. Noble up 7. Greg Brooks up 5 through the natural progression of things. And then Billy Mole's up 5 as well, up into your top 3. But Blake Warboys has got a few laps left to run before he's a race winner once again here on Tuesday nights, and reignites.
Eddie Warboys does it again.
Yeah, reignites his championship fight with Angus Lawford, who's all the way back in P6. So it's going to be a good points gain for Warboys up to Angus Lawford. He just has to solidify it by getting across the line in P1. But Levin getting passed by Rain Campbell, now into the clutches of Andrew Rushworth in their battle for the top 10. Rain now sits P10 on the road, so this is for the final top 10 finishing position here, Sinker. This could heat up.
Very much so. They've been going crazy for a while now, those three, Rushworth, Levin and Campbell. But I've just got my right eye on Adam Hughes and Billy Mole. The cult favourite, Billy Mole, is going to get himself a split 1 podium here. If he can just hold off Hughesy for a little bit more, We are down to 38.57. We have got 1 minute left. So this should be a white flag coming out now.
Yep, one more lap to go. As Blake Warboys traverses around Project 36 saying we are happy with this. Hey, it's a good effort. Jaden up 10 into P5, Lawford up 5 into P6. He'll still lead the championship. It's a great night for Project 36. Yep. A great night.
It is a great night.
Greg Brooks has had an off track at the final corner, has to rejoin him behind Jason Douglas. But for Blake Warboys, it's one lap to go before another win this season, as Tom Freeman looks to finish on the podium here this evening for Okayama. Lee Mueller in the chat. Unlucky, all right, Ryan Mueller. Did so well to come back up.
Mueller family's in there tonight. He's had a tough one. He's been in very good form too this season so far. So look, chin up, head up. He'll be battling it again at the pointy end come next round.
If he can take this as his
Coleman.
round, then that could work out for him. But unfortunately for Coleman, he's now also just lost out to Trav Daly, and he's got Mitch Noble and Peter Pav chasing him down as well.
Yep. So he'd probably lose another 2 spots there. That was unfortunate. Where is the rain?
It hasn't come, and it's not coming for race 2. As Blake Warboys, wouldn't you feel bad if you're Coleman and it starts to trickle down as soon as the checkered flag's flown?
All right, Travis Daly has been told to readdress.
Break. But up through the final corners, Frio's the Aussie iRacing's biggest streamer, not even streaming tonight. I'm Devo. That's unfortunate from Frio. Poor form from him, but for Blake Warboys, it has been a night to remember as he comes around the final corner. He looks to take another win this season to reignite his championship hopes here on Tuesday night as the fresh Daddy Warboys comes across the line in P1 at Okayama ahead of Thomas Freeman, and Adam Hughes has snuck it past Billy Mole on the final lap of the race to come down and around to make it a double blackout OPR podium instead of a double WKMP Sim Sports podium. Terry Taylor was so close to predicting it right, and then Jaden Green.
Bad luck, mate. Bad luck.
Jaden Green. I'll go back and watch it. We'll go back and watch it in a
moment.
Mate,
we will.
Jaden Green comes back across the line ahead of Angus Lawford. So let's see how
his timing was just as Warboys was crossing the start finish, and here it is under brakes. Oh, it looks like Billy just broke a little bit earlier, and Adam just kept the momentum going through.
And then balked him to hold the position. I mean,
yep.
We'll see.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Hughes is such a smooth driver. I hate to give him props, but he is.
Look at that.
And there's Warboys. Daddy Warboys doing some expression down the back straight.
As he turns
it back. And Bing's gone.
Bing, and he's gone.
We got the project guys going side by side down the back straight in the bottom cam. Is that Hughesy there? Yes, it is Hughesy in his number 2. Car's looking very clean, actually. He's kept that off the wall, off cars. He's had no contact on anything there.
That looks too
very
clean
race
for
by Hughesy.
That's way too clean for Hughesy.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? He's ran out of fuel.
Oh, well, it's post-race. It's fine.
Yeah, his post-race is fine, but he's run out of fuel. He's done a great job there.
That was a great move. Great defensive move from Hughesy to tuck it up the inside and then balk Billy Mole right on the apex. It's a great move. Very, very.
It was a nice move. It looked like Billy just broke that little bit too early in that corner.
Yeah.
And Hughesy sized him up. He'd probably been watching him for the last few laps in that corner and then just took advantage of it.
So while we wait for our podium finishes, our provisional race results. We're waiting for some drivers to finish the race. Okay. Let's give it a moment before we can actually bring up our results for this one. But Warboys, Freeman and Hughes for your top 3. Billy Mole, Jaden Green, top 5. Angus Lawford, Ryan Bettis, Jamie Davis, Troy Stone Street, Rain Campbell for your top 10. As we mentioned, a multitude of drivers up double digits in this race, including Hughesy up 11, Green up 10, Bettis up 11, Rushworth up 10, Anderson up 11, and Pavlovic up 10 as well. Rain Campbell was the next closest. He was up 9. He just needed to get past Stone Street, and he would have had the elusive 10th position gained in this race here this evening. It's a great race,
and
though.
The rain is 5 minutes away.
Oh, okay. Well, we were pretty close. If we had a 60-minute race, we
were.
would have had it. But
Yeah.
unfortunately for Coleman, that's not how it worked out. But while we wait for our podium finishes, though, got to give a quick shout out, of course, to Phoenix Driver Development, one of the newest sponsors to come on to SRW this season, Sinker. If you're needing setups, whether they're wet or dry, you need some training as well from Rehan and Laz. Send him a message on Facebook, Phoenix Driver Development, or send a message to Laz Leonage on Facebook as well, or even to Rehan and Laz on Discord. They'll help sort you out to try and get a session set up for you. They can do one-on-one stuff. They can do group stuff. They make setups, training, as I mentioned. Very fairly priced as well for what they offer and what they do. So send them a message, get yourself set up. Maybe if you weren't happy with how you went tonight in the rain, if you were in split 2 or you're just looking to improve, you got nothing to lose by giving them a go and seeing how you go with the driver development. Perfect time for the logo to come up on screen too, Sinker.
Almost like you meant it.
Almost like I meant it. Hughesy, though, is in the green room, as is Blake Warboy. So we'll have a quick chat to Adam Hughes first up on the trot here this evening. Adam Hughes.
G'day.
Took you long enough to get onto the podium. It's waiting for that last lap dash and then got it up the inside at turn 5 on Billy. Parked it right on the apex to balk him up. That was a great move. We saw it on the replay. That was an incredible job by you. Well done.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Wasn't expecting the move to work, but it did. The only place I was faster than him was turn 5. It actually worked out really well. I was fuel saving like buggery though. I think I went over the line. I was just coughing. I literally had 0.0 litres left, so I was in a dark room screaming.
So you just made it, mate. Were you sizing him up for that pass in that corner, or was it a different corner?
No, it was just that one corner. Everywhere else, Billy just had drive and just drove away, and I thought, wow, he's dialed in. But then I noticed turn 5 as I was fuel saving. I noticed I was just leaping on him under brakes. I thought, oh well, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen here. And if he spun, I would have redressed because there's no one really behind me. So that worked out well.
Was it a hard braking point, or was he just braking a bit early there?
No, I don't know. I think maybe it is a hard breaking point because you either make it or you break it, and you lock up and get sent into the shadow realm. So
yeah,
it's just one of those corners, unfortunately.
Well, I think your car was one of the cleanest cars on track, mate. You kept out of complete trouble tonight. How the hell did you manage that?
Yeah. Next question. Usually I'm the one causing the dramas, so yeah, it's nice to not be involved.
Car's so clean.
Well, we'll give you a better question than Hughesy. Any right swipe prospects at the moment from you, or just?
You're gonna hate me, but I'm actually banned off the old Tinderoo.
Oh, well, classic Hughesy moment
Not
there.
surprised.
You'll have to get Bumble now, mate. Just forcing it back to you.
You're gonna have to load up Bumble and Hinge, lock in on that,
Anyway, back to racing. Used to. It's good week for Blackout OPR. Spectacular result at Bathurst for the boys. You were racing as well. Where'd you end up finishing?
So the GT3 car I was in was 5 laps down towards the end of the race, and we got back to P5 on the lead lap. So, it was a good race. It was stressful. We had a lot of crashes, and the rain came, and it just absolutely destroyed a lot of cars. So we got gifted with that and a lot of safety cars, which also helped us out majorly. And then obviously the GT4 boys got P1, which is Greg Barber, Stefan, and another teammate of ours, Connor. They slammed P1 in the GT4s, which was tough.
Yeah. He's a 3 times Bathurst winner now.
He is. Back to back.
Yeah, very well done. Very well done. Well, mate, we've got other people to talk to. As much as we'd love speaking to you, who gets out Blackout OPR on track and supports you, mate?
All the boys at Blackout OPR. Obviously, the massive shout out to Shep, Ryan, and Rain as they'll sort of help me out with the setup, going, do this, do that to get more traction. So thanks to them. Big, huge shout out to simrigs.com, Palmerston Bakery, Distraction, Sim Supply, Shunt Scenery, DSM Painting and Decorating, and Blackout Electrical Solutions. So, yeah, thanks to all those guys and for all the sponsors coming on board. It's been good.
Very good, mate.
Excellent,
well
mate.
done.
Well, congratulations.
Just quickly before we let you go, Coleman's put in an elite comment in the chat, Hughesy. He's figured out why you were banned from Tinder. He said that you told everyone on Tinder that you were racing the Bathurst 12 hour.
He didn't specify IRL or sim. He never specified that, all right?
It's very true.
Can I just tell everyone out there, it's just started to rain.
Yeah, I told you, Sinker.
Yeah, I said 5 minutes. It's just started to rain.
Yeah. Oh, Hughesy,
Yep.
we'll let you go, mate. Congratulations. We've got to chat to your teammate, Freo, now, so wish us luck on that one. But
Yeah, get into him.
Yeah, we will. We'll absolutely chirp him. But great job. We'll see you next week on track once again and see how you go in the V8 Supercars here in Split 1.
Yeah, for sure, fellas, for sure. Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
No worries, mate.
Thank you, buddy.
Cheers.
All right, let's drag in Mr. Freeman. There's one thing that we need to confirm, first of all, Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
Well, two things. First of all, are you fired up?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Very good.
He's
Second of
always
all,
chilling, man.
did you request a car change?
No, I loaded because this has got the Ford paint on it, so I thought I'd better do the right thing and load up in a BOPR paint. But I'm just gonna say yes, I did request a paint change.
Did you race in the Ford last week or the Chev?
No, the Chev.
Oh, okay. We'll leave that one to the RC team. Because, mate,
that's all right.
Either way, great driving out there, mate. It's good to see you out on track. Good to see you performing again. You do have to change your SDK. You still got 9.5 there.
Thank you.
Just as a reminder.
9.5 in a BOPR paint, nice.
But how did it feel? How is it in the new team, mate? How are you feeling? You settling in?
Yeah, good. I mean, the boys are Shep's good. They're just very knowledgeable, the boys here. So not really much in the supercar, but I feel like the supercar is pretty. It's new to everyone. So, but in the GT3s and stuff, everyone's pretty much squared away. So, but I mean, I think from the GT3s to the supercars, even to the GTP, I think a little bit of it, everything translates. Not everything, but some stuff translates over to each car. So, but I mean, you're always learning, as you boys know, and it's good, and it feels like home, really.
Nice, mate. Well, it's good to see it feels like home. You're very spot on there. You got some really switched on people as far as how to race a GT3 car, GT4, LMP2s, all that, and you'd be the fresh one in the V8 then, wouldn't you?
To be fair, well, yeah, I'm actually one of the styles in the V8s because we've got the two boys in the Pro Series with Rain and Ryan, and Adam Hughesy's done more laps than I have this year in the supercar. I think I've done more laps in a GTP this year than I have in the supercar. But no, I got coached over to jump in for Tuesday nights, and like as you said, if Scott's jumping in, and then you got War Boys absolutely zooming around, like I had nothing for him tonight. I thought when we come out together with the pits, I thought I'd be able to stick with him, but yeah, after a couple of laps, he was gone. So, but anyway, it's a great drive from.
He's in great form. Oh,
he is.
Have you put down for Sundays?
Yes, yep.
You have. All right, cool.
So I'll expect an invite soon.
Excellent, mate. Well, congratulations, dude. Do you have a list in front of you on who you got to thank?
Did Adam Hughesy have the list?
He did.
He did.
He did. All right. Well, it's the same
Double
sponsor
down.
as Adam, but but look, I'll thank Simrigs, OPR, Blackout Electrical, Stephen McCartan's Painting, DSM, and all the boys. And thank you guys and to Race Control for the broadcast and doing RZ.
Excellent, mate. You're a legend. Keep enjoying it. Keep having fun out there, mate. Speak to you soon.
Cheers, boys. Thank you.
See you, mate.
Take care, brother.
All right, next up we have P1 on the road. Has he still got his camera on? Let's see. He does. He's waiting so patiently for us. Mr. Warboys, another trip to victory lane for you here in the Supercars. Daddy Warboys. After what can only be described as arguably the biggest mishap of James Scott's life, coming into pit lane and not changing his tyre compound to come out on wet tyres. But you had the pace. You're stuck in that lead for the majority of this one after taking it very early on. Mate, how was that race for you? And were you worried that the rain was coming, or did you have somewhat of an idea that it should stay dry for the majority?
I had somewhat of an idea that it would stay dry. Johnny was in there spotting for us, sort of keeping an eye on the weather for us. So, yeah.
Well, it's
had an
pissing
idea.
down now.
Yeah. I just left the server and I saw it just started raining. And I was like, could have had some fun.
What could have been, Hamish? What could have been?
I know.
But no, good to see that the setup was able to sort of hang on against James. Probably still lacking a bit under brakes in initial turn, but making some good progress. See if I've got time to tune it up for Sunday.
Well, I think
yeah.
James struggled under brakes more when he tried to send it at turn 5 and ended up off the road.
Yeah, I saw that. As soon as he got beside me, I was like, that's a bit too quick, and he just went straight past. So.
So you're expecting him to go straight by and go, oh here we go. Oh, first time on SRW TV, Daddy Warboys with the little one.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, look at the baby.
She knows the race is over, so she's like, here, it's your turn to hold the baby.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Is she available for commercials?
Commercials? Oh, who knows? She's cute enough.
This is
She's
how
definitely
big the
cute enough.
wheel is compared to the size of, of a newborn baby. But,
Yeah, well, she
well
fits in my
done.
she fits in my helmet, so like perfectly.
Oh,
so.
nice.
That's a photo shoot waiting to happen, Blake, for sure.
Already happened. Already happened. We got the photos just before.
Photo with Discord, mate.
We got the photos not just before, so.
Oh God, excellent. Well, how's Mum doing, mate? She's obviously supporting you a lot and letting you race, which is awesome because you're on some amazing form at the moment.
Yeah,
you seem to be at the pointy end nearly every race at the moment.
Yeah, no, Gem's doing really well. So yeah, can't thank her enough for letting me race as much as I do at the moment. Definitely won't be able to once I go back to work, but yeah, I'll take it while I can. That's for sure.
That's a good one, mate. Definitely good. And how's the sleeping going? Please tell me.
Yeah, pretty good. I think 2 times last night she woke up. So yeah, doing all right.
Waking up for the feeds. That's it.
Yeah, waking up for feeds.
Oh, great work.
Yeah. So she's doing well. Kicking goals every appointment. She's way above where she should be. So she's doing really well.
She's gorgeous. Well, mate, congratulations on that beautiful parcel you're holding in your hands, which is more important than anything. But congratulations on another win. And we'll let you go because there's nothing more endearing than seeing the dad of his little bub in his hand. All these people and the females will start getting emotional on the stream. Who gets War Boy out on track?
So Wodonga Carts and Parts, Croc Promotion, Carts Australia, Stone Street Plumbing, Super Cheap Auto and the Super Cheap Group, Pool Guys Adelaide, Barella Cabinets, LGC Images, Dave 37 Racing, Warboys Motorsports, Send It Don't Bend It, Ampere, M1 Cars, and Pecky's Performance and Dyno Tune. For everything they do for us.
Excellent, mate. Well, congratulations. Hamish, any more questions for Daddy Warboys?
Nah. I've got no more to ask you, Blake. We'll let you go.
We'll let him go and play Gucci Gucci Goo.
Yeah, we'll go. She's just been watching The Lion King, so we'll go finish that off now.
Oh, you're gonna hold her above the head?
Yeah.
Simba.
Nah.
All right, Blake. Best of luck. Thanks for coming to have a chat to us, mate. Best of luck on Sunday. Back out here. Maybe we'll get some rain. Who knows? But
yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. But congratulations. Great job once again on another win and clawing back some points, some crucial points over championship leader Angus Lawford. So well done.
Thanks, guys. See you next
Sunday. Congratulations.
Bye.
And poor Johnny Gallen didn't know how to fix his issues. No. He was stuck in the wets. That sucks, doesn't it? There's a few family members of Mr. Warboys out there. That's my grandchild.
we had Mr. Ando asking us if we saw him going for his scrutineering check in pit lane after the race. So I thought we'd just quickly check this out. And then I noticed when I went to replay that it was raining. So we did mention that it was raining already. So I just wanted to check out.
What could have been, huh? Coleman could have been the pick of the night with that.
Noble, that hell of an entry.
Noble.
Oh my God.
And Ando's gone into what? That's not the scrutiny. You missed it, mate.
No, you'll see it. You'll see it. He'll go in there. Look at that. Backs it up. And then round he goes.
Oh, there it is to the right.
He got some help from Banksy. And then into the scrutineering shed to get his car checked out post-race. So.
Oh, there you go. Scrutineering time. And you failed miserably. Well, mate, that was an awesome race. I had the feeling it was going to rain at the very end, and it did, and that sucks because I really wanted to see the rain come out and see these boys fight it out there. But you know what? Sunday night's another night for the V8 Supercars with a lot of these boys that are out here on this list backing up and racing with some more fast boys. So make sure you click it in your calendar. Sunday night, 8 p.m. quali starts, Australian Daylight Savings Time, and we're going to have an absolute ripper. Coleman, bloody rain's here now. Coleman, was that a mistake or was that planned and you were hoping for the rain?
That was surely planned from Coleman. It was a classic Coleman cock up. But coming up this week, of course, on SRW TV, tomorrow night, Moser Racing Super Formula Championship action for round 4 out at Snetterton for the 300 layout. There's suspected cloud coverage for that race as well. So you want to keep an eye on that one. Thursday night, the Shannon's Insurance Toyota GR86 Nationals. They'll be out at Laguna Seca. And then Sunday, we're back here at Okayama for the next round of the Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars Championship before we go on a week hiatus for that series. So you guys make sure you like, subscribe, click the bell icon as well so you're notified whenever we go racing here on SRW TV. A massive week of racing to come. We're not too far away from the halfway point of the season, and every single championship is still heavily contested and on the line. But a big shout out to all our series sponsors, including our title sponsors, Warren Brown Tools, for their support of the Tuesday night V8 Supercars series and the Sunday night V8 Supercars Championship, as well as Moser Racing for coming on board to support the Wednesday night Super Formula Championship, and to Shannon's Insurance for supporting the Thursday night Toyota GR86 Nationals, as well to Shunt's Scenery, Phoenix Driver Development, and Groom Industries, home of the V8 Coffee Table, which can be found on Prime Video's Top Gear Australia. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Hamish Munro with Stephen Sinkovic alongside. We appreciate your time, appreciate you being here with us once again. And until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down to the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because